evening, everybody, from Leon H. Brigham Field in Memorial Stadium. It is Metro League football, the football classic that the Metro League has started. Juan Cotto and the coach, Yasutaki, is with us this evening. Coach, the Seattle Prep and their all-everything quarterback, Braden Smith, taking on Mount Baker, coming down from Deming, Washington, to play a game in the city.
Yes, and it's good. I mean, this is a rare opportunity for city folks like us to see schools out there in the boonies, out there in the suburbs, and this is out in the suburbs. This Deming is northeast of Bellingham, folks, just a shy kiss away from the border. And so, it's a 1A school, but they are highly rated, number 4. Seattle Prep, and I mentioned it earlier, Seattle Prep has always been a basketball school, but now they've climbed up. They are number 2, AAA, right behind O'Day, who played earlier today, who lost to 4A, number 7 ranked Lake Stevens, home of Chris Pratt of what? Television and movie fame.
The Marvel Studios Chris Pratt, who's made a little bit of money in his day.
And Jurassic Park fame.
And Jurassic Park and a very successful actor, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, and he's married into the Schwarzenegger family, right?
I believe that's correct.
Yes.
A little Hollywood update on your community radio station, our community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Michael, I talked about it earlier at halftime in the game. It is so great to be back out here with the people. It is so great to be celebrating community and telling stories of our kids again, playing football post-intermediate pandemic, whatever the stage we're in, masks up.
Yes, exactly. It's good. Just wish there were a few more people out here, but hey, two's a crowd.
Mount Baker kicking off, big number 53. That is Devin Bacon. He just kicked the ball off. Looks like he kicked it out of bounds.
Well, no, it was mishandled.
It was mishandled by Seattle Prep, and now Prep runs it in. So they're going to start their drive on about the 9-yard line. And, of course, this puts the ball in the hands of Seattle Prep's everything quarterback and point guard on the basketball team, and I bet he changes the tires on the bus as well. Braden Smith, who had a phenomenal year last year. A lightning-quick player. If you saw him in the basketball game, made a remarkable steal against O'Day to win the Metro League Championship with about 3 seconds to go. Yeah. Left me speechless. First play of the ball game, Prep in 4 wide receivers, 2 to his left, 2 to his right. He throws a snap throw. That's to Velling, his big tight end, number 88, who's lined up as a slot. And he takes a couple guys with him from Mount Baker and says,
got a first down.
This is how we play in the city, coach. Took him for a first down.
Yep. They're moving the ball. They're running quick.
They are running quick. That was actually Chris Lynn, the tight end. Smith back to pass, throwing a long dart, and that's complete. That's the wide receiver, number 82.
He kind of cut the wrong way, though, Juan. He could have gotten more yards had he just turned upfield.
That's Nick Matthews with the catch, 82.
Oh, they run the hurry-up offense. It's obvious.
They are going rapid speed, NASCAR speed. 3 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Quick snap throw again. And Smith is in perfect rhythm, throws a little 2-yard route, just a comeback, and he threw it low, and the wide receiver went down to the ground and get it. And that was Elijah Hauk who caught that ball. As Prep lines up, they are in a kind of a bunch formation this time.
Yep.
Wide receiver, the flanker splits out now, so 2 flankers to the right, and they give to the running back. Yes, they do. That is Black with the ball, and he goes ahead and mashes the line forward. That's a good, tough run by Eli Black.
About 8 or 9 yards at first down. Hey, they are running quick. This is a 2-minute offense.
Coach Aaron Mall wants to run as fast as he can. Empty backfield, 3 to the right, 2 to his left. He finds the big tight end, number 88 again, who's lined up in a slot. That's Matthews with the catch. That's a first down, and Prep is running real fast.
They're at half. They are at the 50-yard line. They're at halfway across the field.
Picked up 40 yards on this drive already. 10:44 to go in the first quarter. If you just joined us, I'm going to have to talk fast to keep up with the Seattle Prep offense.
Full house backfield, too.
And he gets met right there. Mount Baker came to play.
Good.
Mount Baker came to play. The entire defensive line swallowed up the big back. It was just a big play up the middle. That was number 48 for Seattle Prep with the rush. That was read these numbers. Like you said, that was Mike Schmidt, and Schmidt got stuffed in the backfield.
For a loss, a 1 yard loss.
Smith back to pass, looking for the receiver to his right, and this is what makes him dangerous. He runs to his right, beats a couple defenders, steps out of bounds at the Mount Baker 45 into Mount Baker territory.
Yep.
And he is quick.
Yep.
They move him back a couple of yards. They're going to put the ball at the 47-yard line of Mount Baker. That makes it 3rd and about 6.
Yep. You know, they ran a full house T backfield, which goes back 70 years, man.
They do. He has a dazzling array of formations.
Yep.
He's kind of in a modified pistol with offset backs next to him and a
Full
tailback
house.
behind him.
It's a full house backfield.
Give to the running back. No, he keeps it. Smith takes the ball. He's to the 40-yard line, and he gets the first down. I was kind of worried about the way he went down.
It looked like his knee. Yeah, his knee. He went down on his leg.
9:55 to go. Seattle Preps had the ball since the opening. We just started here, folks, on your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world, in the full house backfield, as he calls it. The coach says with the 2 running backs, actually it's two big guys. That's Matthews and Schmidt back there.
That's an inverted T, as they called it, an inverted T in the old days. You know that.
Snapped up. Smith throws downfield. He's looking for his wide receiver. He's open up the 2-yard line. He makes the catch.
Oh.
What a play! They're going to call him down right at the 2-yard line. That was number 5. It was like Will Floyd with the catch, and a great catch and a perfectly thrown football.
Check that there at the 1. They spotted him at the 1.
Just
first and goal.
The knee went down just before he rolled in the end zone at the 1-yard line. Smith hands off to Black. Black gets trampled by him. Let me tell you something. Mountain Baker's defense, and let me tell you something. They're not a big team. They maybe have 22 players on the entire team. I think they have more coaches on the sideline. But, Coach, they're here to hit.
Yes, they are. They stuffed that middle.
Three wide receivers to his right. Actually, 4.
They got
to the right. He fakes the handoff. He runs to his right, and he's going to go ahead and make a couple of moves. Yep. And Braden Smith is in the end zone.
That was wide open.
And just as advertised last year, Braden Smith, and I might be pronouncing his right name wrong. Please forgive me. I believe Braden Smith. He just goes ahead and just maneuvers like he was on skis swallowing in the Olympics, goes into the end zone, and that makes a score. Seattle Prep 6, Mount Baker 0 with 9:02.
That took less than 3 minutes.
They go. That is 91 yards on that drive. 91 yards in about a minute and 58 seconds.
Yep.
The Seattle Prep Panthers. Juan Cotto, Coach Yasutaki, underneath the shadow of the Space Needle, and it's actually a gorgeous night. You know, the meteorologist told us about this big storm coming. Yeah. The meteorologists are going to be out on the golf course tomorrow. They got everybody staying home. Yeah. It is a beautiful night, just a little misty. It's a little Seattle rain tonight.
A little breezy, but it's nice. It's comfortable.
It is a beautiful setting. It is so good to be back in the community, celebrating the stories of our children here at Leon H. Brigham Field. Of course, Leon Brigham was the legendary West Seattle football coach who really built the sport in the city in the early development of football, and has made high school football what it is in the city of Seattle. They memorialized him by naming the field after him here at this beautiful complex of the Seattle Metro League, the home pinnacle circle of the Seattle Metro League that has been here since before the World's Fair.
This was they renamed it Leon Brigham Field, but it was ostensibly Seattle High School Memorial Stadium to honor all the high school students who served in the military, who died during the wars 1 and 2 in Korea. So it still carries the moniker Memorial Stadium. But it is Leon Brigham Field. Okay,
Luke Smith he dropped the kickoff at about the 11-yard line, and he's met as he picked up the football.
What is it? Both teams are dropping the ball, Coach.
Well, it's a little wet. It's just a little bit of wetness. You know, when it's a lot of wetness, you're going to use it. When you get that little slippery slip on there coming from this Seattle rain that we have. It is an absolutely gorgeous night tonight. Mount Baker down here, they're wearing red helmets with black face masks. They've got white jerseys with kind of black shoulder piping, red numbers trimmed in black, and just straight black pants. They come to play football from up there in Deming. Seattle Prep in their traditional blue uniforms with the white helmets and the white pants with double stripes down the side. Great night. Handoff to the second back. That's number 22. Run. Kind of cute little play there by that's Jesse Sand with the ball. And he picks up about 4 yards on kind of a misdirection play.
Well, it was almost like it ends up being an off-tackle slant, but it did look like it was going to be misdirection.
Quarterback reverse pivots out. That kind of freezes the defense for just a second, and that allows him to get 4 yards. Okay, now we have 3 wide receivers to his left. The quarterback here for Mount Baker. He hands off once again to number 9. They got a bevy of running backs. That's Marcus George with the football. The quarterback for Mount Baker, and for some reason his number isn't listed. I don't see the number 19 on the roster. But this guy that is playing quarterback for them, and we're sure we'll get his name, he's not little, Coach.
No, he isn't. He's a big guy.
He's got 3 wide receivers to his left, a tailback, and then a receiver spread out on the number at the 20-yard line to his right. And he just goes ahead and pushes the line forward, and I'll be surprised if he didn't get the first down. Oh, yeah. As, looks like he pushed 4 Seattle Prep tacklers with him.
He's a big kid. Big kid.
That is good enough for Mountaineers first down.
The Mountaineers, Mount Baker Mountaineers.
Deming, Washington, northeast of Bellingham.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world, our community radio station, your community radio station. And Coach Asataki, I'm looking over there at Climate Pledge Arena. Hockey will be here in a couple of weeks.
Yes. Kraken.
The Seattle Kraken getting ready to start. The handoff is to number 9. That's a tough run once again by Marcus George. And he got bounced around like a pinball. 7:12 to go in the first quarter. Seattle Prep scored in a minute and 58 seconds. They went 91 yards. Mount Baker's got a little bit different offense.
If you didn't pay attention, folks, you missed the score because it came really fast.
Wide receivers spread out on the numbers. Split backs in the backfield. The quarterback throws, and that's his wide receiver, number 5. Picks up a nice catch.
Got a first
runs
down.
upfield. Number 5 is Wyatt Pettigrew. Wyatt Pettigrew makes his first catch of the ball game. Picks up about 7 yards, and that's a Mount Baker Mountaineer first down. We're coming up on the 6:39 mark in the first quarter. Mount Baker moving the ball down the field in a completely different manner than Seattle Prep did. A little bit more run, a little bit more physicality, and some short, quick passes. From the line of scrimmage, quarterback back to pass. He looks a little lost. He uses his footwork to get out of it. And he does a really nice job actually just to lose a yard. Second down and 11.
I'm looking at Prep's base defense. It looks like it's a 4 or 5. I mean, they bring up a linebacker to make it look like a 5, but I think it's a 4.
I love it when people don't know the names because I was trying to listen to the loudspeaker.
He didn't know it either.
He doesn't know it either. The quarterback number 19 for the Mountaineers. Like I said, he's not a little fella. He goes up with a wide receiver to his left, split backs in the backfield, and a wing formation as he does a reverse pivot out and throws. Nice little nifty play. Throws the ball to his back. Number 22, that is Jesse Sand. And Sand picks up about 8 yards. And this offense is not as spectacular at Seattle Prep, but it's effective.
It's moving. They're moving the ball. They're hitting those short outs. They're doing a pretty good job of running.
If I may, real quick, Juan, it's David Beeson, apparently, to Scoob2K on YouTube, saying he is the quarterback for Mount Baker, number 19.
Daniel Bellis saves us again, ladies and gentlemen, on your community radio station, our community radio station. We're a team at Rainier Avenue Radio.world, and that looks like a play I used to run at Highline. Just a pitch, the run, and another first down for Mount Baker as they run the old-fashioned the power sweep. Made famous by the coach of the Green Bay, Kansas City.
No, well, it was Vince Lombardi who did the.
He had the
power-
Packer power sweep, but
Yep.
also Hank Stram,
Hank Stram.
the 38 toss power trap.
Oh yeah, toss power trap
Now
to
that-
Michael Garrett.
That's right, and that looked like the old to the
Yeah.
right 38 toss power
Well,
trap.
the Seattle Prep guy forgot outside leverage. One.
You did, and that obviously is a game of leverage and angles.
Yep.
And Mount Baker does that.
Oh
There's
my
a
gosh!
nice little inside
Nice
run.
inside run.
So they're in there trapping a little
Yep.
bit. And that once again,
Yeah, you're right.
that is Marcus George with the run.
That was an inside give. That looked like they did some pretty good blocking up front.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Juan Cotto, Coach Yasutaki, the Space Needle, Memorial Stadium. And kind of surprised. Mount Baker traveled well. They got their families here. You got a couple hundred people. No one really here from Seattle Prep tonight. Not what you expect on a Friday night in the city, but a lot of things going on. And as we see another little little handoff power trap here.
If he breaks it,
oh my, what a run. That's number 22. That's Jesse Sand with the run.
what I was going to say, Juan, was that if he breaks it, he's going to go because they crowded the line of scrimmage with eight up front.
Anybody who remembers Highline Pirate football, we pulled the guards and tackles, and that right there was a nice block by both guard. The guard kicks out. The backside guard goes up through the hole.
Yeah.
Sand follows him, and he's got a nice gain.
Yep.
Although, I see a hanky on the play,
They got an
and they call a
illegal shift, I
illegal
think.
shift on.
Oh, personal foul.
Maybe it was helmet block.
It's an illegal blindside block.
A legal
Okay,
blindside block.
That's what it was.
That's what usually happens. Remember, they've eliminated the action zone.
Right,
Used to be when you played the wing T football and double wing football, you had that action zone.
You had the zone.
But now they've taken that away to protect the players.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
someone got in there and got just a little loose on the block.
Yeah.
The rain coming down a little bit harder than it did during the O-Day game. It's a little misty. I can feel it. We're halfway up the stands on the North Grandstand looking at Seattle and the Space Needle planes flying in the SeaTac right now.
Oh, they're blitzing again.
They came after him, quarterback. He looks for him. That might be a grounding. Let's see if sure that Seattle Prep is calling for that. He got outside the pocket, but coach, they don't call that in high school football. It's an NFL rule.
No, but there's two elements. You have to get outside the pocket, the area, and throw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage.
He did throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I'm still listening to hear that's right. Beeson's his name, correct, Dan?
Yeah.
Beeson, the quarterback. He got outside, threw it away. 3rd down and about 12. Let's see what they come up with. They're at the 47-yard line. A little draw play, the old school draw, and a nice run by number 9.
Nice run. Yep.
That is Marcus George. And he's able to fight for those yards. Picks up about 15 on 1st down for Mount Baker.
They're at the 38 now?
They're at
39?
the 38-yard line, so let's call it a 16-yard run. And Mount Baker is in business with 3:50 to go. And as impressive as Seattle Prep was on their first drive, I would have to say Mount Baker is just impressive in their first drive.
Yeah.
Just eating up time. And like I said before, the way you play great defense is by playing less of it. Mount Baker's trying not to have their defense out on the field.
Yeah.
Beeson back to pass. He turns, fires, just misses his
Just
wide receiver.
underthrew.
Wyatt Pettigrew.
They are showing a pretty good repertoire of plays, selection of plays, Juan. You know, you really can't key on run or one or pass. They're mixing it up.
Plays that have probably been repped in practice several hundred times. They don't have a ton of plays, but the plays they run, they execute very well.
Yep.
The Seattle Preparatory Academy up on North Capitol Hill, a Jesuit school, Catholic school, Jesuit Catholic. As the handoff goes to number 9, and that's that man
run.
again. That's Marcus George,
Yeah.
and he pinballs through the middle. And
They changed their formation too. They changed the formation, and like I said, they give them different looks.
I want to say he picked up 8 yards there,
He's
Coach.
pretty close.
That's a lot. I'm going to call this 3rd and about 2. So
Yeah.
couldn't have been a better second down play. Beeson brings the guys back to the line of scrimmage. 2 wide receivers, and they are spread way out.
Split backs.
But wait a minute. Whistles everywhere.
They've got
Mount
timeout.
Baker.
Timeout.
Timeout. Mount Baker.
14 substitutes on their sideline right now. So they've got a team of 25.
Yep.
They've got a team of 25 players, and they're coming down here, and they are playing straight up with Seattle Prep as we speak.
And Seattle Prep probably has suited up maybe 50 players. 40?
They got Panther Pride over there. And then, of course, they're at advantage because they're only about 4 miles from their home.
Yeah.
Juan Cotto, Coach Yasutaki, the Space Needle, Rainier Avenue Radio World. We are here on a beautiful night in September watching high school football. Fall is starting to creep into the air.
Yeah.
An unusually hot summer in Seattle where we saw temperatures several occasions soar well over 95 in a couple of days into the hundreds. But tonight we have cool air, moist air, moisture coming from the skies, and we've got high school football. It's just classic fall evening.
Yep.
Here comes Mount Baker on a third and about 3. We're going to call it a long 3. Beeson has split backs. He's got wide receivers to his left and right. Calls the signals and prep jumps. Prep jumps. He went on a hard count, and I think
encroachment automatic should be automatic first down. Close
that
to
will
it.
give them the first down. They go ahead and confer. Yes, the call the encroachment, and that will give them the first down. It'll be first down and 10 for Mount Baker, and that's going to be at the 26-yard line.
26.
They have got to be excited. I mean, a good football team. They probably worked hard all summer. They probably had this date circled coming to the big city, taking the 90-minute ride down from Deming to come down there and play a little football. Beeson brings him to the line of scrimmage.
Got a blitz.
There's that toss power trap again. It was actually the handoff trap. He had this big lineman in front of him, and we have a holding call, and we also have a man down.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens here. See if we can tell you what number the player is who's down. But he's writhing in pain just a little bit. Ouch. He
looks like he's in pain.
He's in pain, and I want to see who that is.
That's
their big 67 type, and I like those big 60 numbers.
His legs.
Ethan Larson.
Ankle or leg or foot. That doesn't look good.
He's gonna have a long ride home tonight, and that's not gonna feel good in the morning, as we know from playing. When you roll one of those, if it's the ankle, that's never a good thing.
Nope. Ice, compression, elevation, ICE.
The call is a hold on Mount Baker, and that was spotted right at the line of scrimmage, so they're going to go ahead and move them back 10 yards. That's going to make it, I believe, first down and 20.
Yeah, pretty close.
2:48 to go in the first quarter, and a first quarter that's gone rather quickly. It's only been 2 possessions. Seattle Prep and just lickety split went down and scored a touchdown on their first possession. They went 91 yards, and they did it in a minute 58 seconds. Touchdown run by their quarterback, Braden Smith.
Yeah.
Here comes Mount Baker with the ball, and they have driven it on about
90 yards.
90 yards themselves. Jeez, they're well into Seattle Prep territory. They're at the 37-yard line.
Split backs. Got a slot.
He looked up.
Oh,
With that football on the ground. That's number 9, Marcus George. And he was greeted rudely by the Seattle Prep front line. It looked like his offensive lineman didn't even block for him.
No,
not to be mean. Not to be mean. I always want to be positive.
Well, I noticed that they did a run blitz when Mount Baker was down near the 20, and the guy came flying through there. But if you're going to run blitz, you got to stop the runner. And he missed him, and the guy gained about 8 yards. So you gamble, you may make it, and sometimes you may lose. So.
Rainier Avenue Radio World. 2 minutes to go, first quarter. Beeson fakes handoffs to the backfield. Throws 19. He's got a man open, but he just missed him. Had a man over and underneath the coverage. They had a couple of wide receivers taking the top of the defense deep. The linebackers didn't drop very far in that space. He had his tight end running across the field. That's number 99. That's big Alex Maladay, and he's a big dude.
Yeah, he was he was wide open. That pass would have been a little bit better. He could have made some yardage.
5'11", 192 pounds. I think he's bigger than that. And the ball just got over him just a little bit, and that'll bring up third down and about 23. What's your third down and 23 play?
Well, what works? What has been working?
Well, he's got a slot and a
It's going to pass, of course.
He spins out to his right and he throws as far as he can. He's got a receiver down there, but they're covered by Seattle.
Covered.
He was looking for number 5. That was Wyatt Pettigrew, so Pettigrew must be the fastest dude for them. Number 2, Landon Smith, was on the coverage back there. And here comes the Panthers off the field as they hold Mount Baker on a drive that took up almost 9 minutes on the clock.
Yeah. Their special teams, their receiving team is in because this has got to be a punt.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Koto Yasutaki, number 55, hustling off for Mount Baker. The snap.
Oh, bad snap.
That's what happens. Oh, he got that play off.
Oh,
he got the play off. I think they're going to say that it's interesting because the flag comes from the back. Just I wonder if they're going to say 12 men on the field,
possibly,
or legal substitution. I think he's going to look at that.
That was almost blocked.
He sure was. Jesse Sand is the punter. Mm-hmm. He had faced a strong rush from
and he got a bad snap, and he got a bad snap on top of it.
And as he was kicking it, the Seattle Prep kid just kind of stopped. And as he stopped, he got the kickoff, and it went right by his side. And the flag is picked up. So maybe the player on the sideline got off, or maybe he couldn't make that call.
Yeah.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world, Juan Cotto, Coach Yasutaki, Space Needle, Leon H., Brigham Memorial Field, Seattle Prep, and the Mountaineers of Mount Baker.
Yeah, Friday Night Lights.
Seattle Prep has 3 of their buses parked in the end zone. And I remember, Coach, when we used to play here for O'Day, that's where we used to park our buses.
Really?
With COVID last year, that's when we had to park the city buses when I was on the staff of the great Corey Sampson at Rainier Beach. Rainier Avenue Radio. What's that? Oh, he wants us to zoom out a little bit. Can you zoom out a little bit? This is how we are at Rainier Avenue Radio. We take fan input. And we put it into practice. The fans are asking us and you can do that when you're at a football game. Come and ask us, and we will do it. If you want a hamburger, we'll get you one.
Yes, thank you.
Here comes Seattle Prep with the football.
Off tackle slant there. Oh,
Braden Smith handed the ball off there to his tailback, and he gets drilled in the backfield. That's number 2, Landon Smith.
And you know what he's going to tell him? Stop dancing in the hole. Hit the hole.
Before you can get that out of your mouth, they're already in formation lined up with a flanker and split into the left.
Here they go.
Tailback and fullback, and the pitch is to the left. And little Landon Smith makes a couple of moves, and he gets met there by number 22, Jesse Sand, coming up. A two-way player. I think everybody in Mount Baker is a two-way player.
They're lining up already.
They're there. They're in a kind of a double wing formation, spread double wing, 2 tight ends, 2 flankers. We got a fullback and a tailback. And now the tight end comes in. Smith back to pass. He's looking downfield, flips the ball over to his fullback, and he is met by a couple of defenders, and he might be about a yard short.
About a yard short, Juan. What about a yard short?
48, so the parents will hear who that is. I'm going to get you the name there, folks, if I can. That is that Adrian Shields? I believe it was. 48, the big fullback.
They're going for it.
They are going for it. It's Miles Schmidt with that reception. 21 seconds to go in the first quarter. Seattle Prep 7, Mount Baker 0, and this is a big play in the ball game as Smith backs up a few steps, and he kicks the ball.
Quick kick.
He quick kicked it. The ball hits at about the 36-yard line and bounces towards the west. And there must be a magnet over there at Climate Pledge Arena as that ball bounces all the way down to the 23-yard line.
Well, we were talking about that in the first game. One team, O'Day, did not cover that quick kick. And the whole theory of the quick kick is you're getting the other team in field position, a negative field position. And if you have nobody covering, and that's exactly what happened. But O'Day had to pick up the ball at the 1-yard line because of a quick kick.
Especially with the dangerous return man that O'Day has.
Yeah, I don't.
They didn't send anybody back down there, right. and obviously Lake Stevens also has dangerous people on offense. So you have to play with men in the box. But that quick kick tonight was very effective for them.
Yep, it was. Every time they used it, it worked.
5 seconds to go in the quarter. Mount Baker split backs, receivers left and right. And here comes Beeson, and
He's a
Beeson,
keeper. Oh,
and
my
like I
gosh.
said, he's not little.
He's a big
not
kid.
little, and he just rips off 17 yards for a first down, and that'll end the first quarter.
Now, here's a quarterback breaking tackles at the line of scrimmage. All the run support, he's breaking their tackles and getting into the secondary. He's the quarterback.
Mount Baker picks up a first down, 17-yard run on first down by Beeson, and that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. So Seattle Prep scores that first touchdown in 1 minute and 58 seconds. It's Seattle Prep 7, Mount Baker 0.
All right.
You are looking live here at Leon H. Brigham Field. It is the Seattle Prep Panthers taking on from Deming, Washington, the Mountaineers. And we're going to go to Daniel Bellis.
Yes, thank you there, Juan. It looks like we might be having a new number 1 next week as Bellevue is starting to pour it on against Lincoln 28-13. Although Lincoln took the first score to make it 7-0, number 13 Lincoln has fallen here in the half. It is now 28-13 Bellevue over Lincoln, number 2 Bellevue. In Metro League action, Skyline is just destroying Bishop Blanchette right now. It is 30-7, second quarter, 1 minute left there. Lakeside is narrowly leading over Nathan Hale late in the second quarter, 8-6 right there. And Ballard is leading up by 2 touchdowns over Franklin, 15-0. And that win right there. Yelm in a close one over Timberline is the number 4 team. It is 16-14, second quarter, 1 minute left in the half there. Possible upset.
Tony pointed out to me I must have gotten to the Seattle Prep fans because they certainly started to show up.
Yes.
Maybe they came out of the restaurants or something around the area, but they are starting to fill up over here on the North Grandstand as the handoff goes to number 22 for Mount Baker. That's Jesse Sand, the little running back. And he picks up about 6 yards. I'm going to call it 7. I mean, that was a nice run.
Yep.
And that will make it second down and about, make it a long 3.
Nothing exotic, just a direct handoff and just straight, blocking straight up. Nothing fancy. Didn't see any trap blocking, cross block, anything. It's just straight up man to man.
Mount Baker coming down here from Deming, Washington. And I told you, they're going to play a football game tonight. There goes the
counter.
Power sweep, and a nice run. That's a nice little running back, number 44 in the ball game. That's Brady West with the carry.
They didn't pick that counter up.
No, they did not, and he just gets behind those big linemen, and one kicks out, one goes up into the hole, and he just goes into the hole, probably put his hand on his hip, and they're about, a couple of inches. I mean, that must be about 6 inches away from a first down. Mount Baker moving from left to right for those that are not able to hear the game or are not able to see the game. Of course, the Seattle Prep fans came and told us, please pan away from the. So, like I said, we accommodate our fans. As a nice run now by number 9, he gets through the hole and he's still up on his feet. That is Marcus George.
Nice job.
On a spinning run. And, that was like that drill where you put your hand on the ground, remember?
Yep.
Spin around, put your hand down and balance yourself.
Balance yourself and pick it up.
He picks up about 12 yards and another Mount Baker first down.
Well, the disappointing thing is Seattle Prep blitzed on that. They sent 2 linebackers, inside linebackers on to stop the run, and they missed it. You can't blitz for the run and not make the tackle.
Beeson brings him to the line of scrimmage. Flanker to his right.
They're blitzing again.
And there they go to that counter play again.
There it is, and they missed it.
There goes number 22 again. That is Jesse Sand, and he's picking up big yardage behind those guys.
They're moving the ball.
And this is an offense that I like. I like the offensive coordinator here, where so many coaches start calling all these plays.
Yeah.
They're like, "You stop this play.
Thank you.
You stop this play.
We will do it until you stop us."
And Seattle Prep hasn't. They just have not been able to figure out the counter.
Yeah.
So they probably have to go to the drawing board because they probably got to tell their backside people to fall those pulling guards.
But they're blitzing, and
running right past it.
You run right past them. Exactly. That's exactly what's happening.
Oh, this is an old-fashioned quarterback sneak.
Oh my gosh!
And the big fella, that was Beeson with the carry.
What, 5 yards?
He picked up 5 or 6.
Yeah. Oh my gosh!
And this isn't a very creative drive. This isn't a very exotic drive. This is just like you said, line up, mano a mano, and we're just going to push you down the field.
Yep.
Seattle Prep a little bit on their heels right now as the rain starts to come. You can see it a little bit more clearly in the lights. Beautiful night here in Seattle, though. I'll tell you what, if you're not doing anything, if you're having dinner at one of the restaurants on Fifth Avenue, down here in this new tech mecca, come watch a little high school football. You'll have a good time. Now Baker moving left to right into the shadows of Climate Pledge Arena. A little trap there.
Oh, he was down, but he good balance. He got himself up, but he said put down his knee.
A well-coached football team, and even though he was stopped, he ran through contact.
Right, exactly. Direct handoff, nothing fancy. Direct handoff, as you say, mano a mano. I'm taking it inside over linebacker. Whoever's inside or whoever's over or the linebacker. And that's just base blocking rules.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Juan Cotto, Coach Yasutaki. Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Mount Baker with the ball. Seattle Prep.
Oh, it's a good fake.
Number 22, really nice fake. And a nice
they recovered. Good job.
A nice tackle by the big fella, number 48 for Seattle Prep. And he was trying to cut back, and number 48 got him.
Got upfield.
That is Miles Schmidt.
Yeah.
Miles Schmidt, and I should know. I shouldn't have to go to the roster. I've called his name several times. And he's playing a really good football, and he's lined up in a linebacker position, and he's getting the signal, so he must be one of their middle linebackers, but certainly a real good tackler, and he's coming off the field right now in a nickel situation. Seattle Prep 7 scored in a minute and 58 seconds. They went 91 yards on their first drive. Mount Baker matched them, at least in terms of trying to move the ball down the field, as Mount Baker's going to call a timeout here with 7:28 to go. They let a few seconds run off the clock there, but Mount Baker matched them on a long drive. They had to end up punting, got the ball back after Prep had to make a punt, and now this is Mount Baker's second drive, and we're already almost 5.5 minutes into the second quarter. Juan Cotto, Coach Yasutaki, in the shadow of the space, as I like to say, as I can see one of the gold elevators going up to the top. Yeah. I've not been up there to see the glass floor.
Oh, the new glass that one they put in?
I have not been up there to see it. I don't know if you know it, Coach Yasutaki. I have walked up the stairs for the Fred Hutch fundraiser.
Oh, yeah, right.
Climb the top of the needle.
That fundraiser.
I've done it 2 times, and I've also done it with my son Clemente.
Very good.
The last time was like in 2017, and we hustled up that sucker. And let me tell you, it's one of the coolest things you ever do. And but that was before they made the big renovations to it. And I haven't been up there for the glass floor.
Well, they said, Mr. Yasutaki, you can come down, but we can't wait a week for you to get up. So, okay, I said, fine. I'll just make a contribution to Fred Hutch.
The centerpiece of the 1962 World's Fair.
Yes, it is.
Century 21.
Recognized around the world.
It really is. There was a restaurant on a rotating bevel that went around in an hour, and now it's just a beautiful glass floor. You can look straight down, and you can look right into the football stadium. Beeson makes a nice fake. He has to evade a rusher. He's rolling to his left. He throws the football. He gets hit as he throws, and it is batted down by the outside linebacker, number 44 for Seattle Prep. Made a big diving reach play.
Well, actually, it was a good play, because if he would have intercepted, they would have had the ball back there. Now they have the ball upwards of the 30-yard, towards the 30-yard line on the 25. So that was a good play.
Austin Harshino knocks that football out of the sky, and here comes Braden Smith to bring the Seattle Prep Panthers on the field. And once again, the way you play great defense is not by playing a lot of it. Seattle Prep hasn't had the ball very long tonight.
Nope, they haven't.
Here comes Smith. He brings his team out. He's got 3 wide receivers to his right. Switches his running back over to his right. He's got just a split in to the left. He looks at the split
in. He's open.
And he's wide open at 30-yard line. Kind of made a guy miss. Picks up a nice little play. That's going to pick up an instant 21 yards, if I'm not mistaken.
How was he so wide open? What happened? Was that corner backed off of him or something?
Yeah, the cornerback was playing off and just went right back to him. There's another one where Braden just takes the ball and throws it to number 2. His receiver is Eli Black. Number 5 was the one that caught that ball. That was Will Floyd, who made the nice catch and run, giving Seattle Prep the first down at the 42-yard line. And under this tremendous pace, Coach, I have to take a breath because a flag has been thrown. They're conferring the flag sits at the 42-yard line. It came from the side. And let's see what the call is. Little bit of conversation. Rainier Avenue Radio.world, our community radio station, your community radio station. We have been a beacon of light during the pandemic. A number of shows, a number of different resources for people.
Oh, it's on the defense.
That's what we do as the penalty is on the defense. Looks like someone may have jumped a little bit. Let's see what they call it. Yes, it was a little
encroachment.
Something like they encroached. 4 down linemen for the Mount Baker Mountaineers.
They're running 4-3.
5 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, empty backfield. A throw from Smith.
Picked
off. Almost picked off. He threw a seam route and number 9, Marcus George, who we've called a lot on offense, he stepped into the seam and knocked that ball out of the sky.
Yep.
Again, they're up on the ball. 3 to his right, 2 to his left. And as soon as you can say, look at he snaps the ball, he runs to his right. He looks and he finds a receiver.
There he is.
It's in the open just past the stakes.
Yep.
And I got to be honest with you, Coach. That looks like something we did in the backyard.
Yes, it is. Well, he looked like he was going to try to run up the middle. It wasn't there, and he took off to the outside. It's I guess you could say it's run-pass option, RPO.
That was Casey is that Carlissimo? No, it can't be a Carlissimo playing football. Yes, Casey Carlissimo. And I think he is the son, if I'm not mistaken, of PJ Carlissimo, whose brother plays basketball at Seattle Prep. But Casey Carlissimo out there catching passes, and it's good to see an athlete whose family's been associated with one sport playing the other.
Basketball. Yeah, Carlissimo.
Yeah, you remember the Carlissimos?
Yep.
PJ Carlissimo.
Golden State basketball coach at one time.
Oh, yes. And I believe he was here with the Sonics at one time as well.
Oh, he came out of the Big East, right?
He sure did. Seton Hall.
Yep.
Taking Seton Hall to the Final Four.
Yep.
That was actually played here in Seattle, by the way. 6:56 to go in the second quarter.
There's that inverted T again.
He's got the inverted T, two fullbacks, basically.
Yep. And in the back and taking a short snap.
Smith back to pass. He had the wide receivers left and right. Throws to the one on the left. And it almost got picked off. Number 5, Wyatt Pettigrew, is looking at those expensive Nike gloves and saying to myself, it was in there.
Yep, it was in there.
If my parents would have bought me the Under Armour, maybe I would have had an interception.
And it would have probably been a pick 6 because there was nobody out here.
Oh, my goodness. He was all by himself. And guess what? Prep's on the ball already.
Yep.
And Mount Baker wants to call a timeout, and Wyatt is still just kind of – he's going to go over there and change his gloves.
What is going on?
It had to be the gloves. Oh, my goodness.
You know something? You want to know something really interesting? In the history of Pittsburgh Steelers, none of those great receivers wore gloves. All of them played game, even in the snow, with no gloves, because they said we want to be able to feel the ball. Believe it or not, that's Lynn Swann talked about it. John Stallworth, they all. If I'm not mistaken, you look at any of those games where the Pittsburgh Steelers receivers catching passes from Terry Bradshaw, they're barehanded. None of them wear gloves.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world. And also Edwin Bailey knows this for a fact.
Yeah.
A guy that he couldn't believe that was in his huddle, and Edwin has talked about this so many times. He just couldn't believe that this guy who was 5'11" would go out there and get that football. Steve Largent didn't wear gloves.
Yeah, no, right. That's exactly right. Steve Largent, the Hall of Famer. Right?
I love talking to Edwin about it. He said, Juan, I just don't understand it. That man would go out there. He goes, they call a play, and Edwin would say, you got to be kidding me. You can't come up with that football. And he said, that man will go out there and come up with that football.
Yep.
As a handoff from Braden Smith is to, I believe that's Eli Black, and he's chased down from behind.
Yep.
He's chased down from behind by Mount Baker, number 53. That is Joel Robles. And let me tell you something. Mount Baker's here to play.
4-yard loss.
Prep on the ball. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Like a quick snap. I don't even think Smith was ready for it. Hits the big guy.
Oh, my gosh. He's still up. Looks like he got a first down out of it. First down, Juan.
That is a first down. That's big Miles Schmidt with the football. And he got the first down, ladies and gentlemen, on a 3rd and 7 play.
And he was juggling the ball as he was running upfield.
3 to his right.
Yep.
Kind of in an offset, and then let's see. Now they're all on the line. There's too many men on the line of scrimmage.
He backs off,
7.
right.
Now they move him up. In the slot, so the slot's on the line. That gives them 7 on the line of scrimmage. Number 5 is to the left. That's the wide receiver that made the play earlier. Pretty good football player, by the way, by the name of Floyd. And now Smith back to pass. He throws for Floyd. The ball's tipped high up in the air, and he comes down, and Smith has got the ball, and he gets smashed by the Mount Baker defense. And once you're a quarterback and you get the ball like that, you're a receiver.
You're a receiver. You're going to get jacked.
He got bopped. 6:08 to go. Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Kodo Yasutaki, Leon H. Brigham Field. Mount Baker and Seattle Prep.
Their trips. Oh, quadruple right, 4 right.
They go pause to the right. And that's a quick, easy throw out there. And is that a lateral? Is that a lateral? No, they go chase after him. It was a forward play.
It was a forward pass.
And let me tell you something. There was a wide receiver, number 88, for Seattle Prep. And boy, he blocked.
Yep.
He blocked. And I don't think he liked it. I don't think that he's a pretty good football player, Marcus George. I don't think he liked getting blocked onto his own bench almost. But they got racked up over there. 5 minutes, 52 seconds to go in the second quarter. Seattle Prep 7, Mount Baker 0.
Oh.
Prep trying to drive.
Empty backfield. Pretty much so. You got
back to the right.
Slot back. Oh, good fake.
Fake by Smith. He makes a nice little move to his right, and he is really quick in the open field. He gets around one defender, and boom, just like that, he picks up 8 yards.
First down.
And another Seattle Prep first down.
And steps out of bounds to stop the clock.
He is really a good football player. He's got tremendous speed and quickness, tremendous acceleration. And I like the fact that he's a two-sport athlete.
Yeah, he's got good vision. Good vision.
The rain is starting to come down a little bit now, Coach.
Yep, I feel it. Yep.
Here is 4 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, fake to the running back, and then now one of those little tunnel screens that comes in, and there, I think a little bit, but they're going to get number 88 over there on that side this time.
Probably a hold or illegal block, one of the two.
Now, here's the thing I'm asking, because I was noticing that player right there, number 88 for Seattle Prep, he was adjusting his gloves, and that is their captain, Jack Velling. So let me ask you this question, Coach. You mentioned those guys that didn't wear gloves. Now these gloves have so much tackiness to them.
Yeah, I know.
And would they wear them today?
No.
With Lynn Swan and Largent and Stalwart?
No.
Would they be wearing these cool Nike gloves and the custom colors today?
No, because nothing beats the tactile sensation of your fingers. Even if it's cold, they would keep their fingers warm. They would have the pouches and stuff and keep warm. But Lynn Swan said, I have to feel the ball. I have to feel it. Your hands are deadened when you wear gloves.
And not often in a broadcaster you get to talk about tactile sensations. So,
yeah, I know. Yeah.
We have a lot of things going on here. Seattle Prep with almost trips to the
right
and
left.
And a guy gets blasted. But he makes a nice sprint.
Oh my gosh!
I got to tell you who that was, ladies and gentlemen. That was Vito Moranti. Vito Moranti bounces off people, and he made a nice play there. Wow, I mean, that was a solid hit, and he got up and just kept going. Actually, that was number 11. Excuse me. That was Jackson Fields.
Yeah, he did make a lot of yards, but they were plus yards.
Boy, and there was some physical play in there.
Yes, it was.
Second down and about 18 to go, and the handoff number 88 Velling on an inside handoff, and he's a very versatile athlete, as we saw last year in a couple of different games, and he picks up about 8 yards, and that's going to make it third down and 9. 5:08 to go, second quarter. Mount Baker 0, Seattle Prep 7. Prep with the ball on the 25-yard line of Mount Baker. Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Empty. This is an empty backfield.
Braden Smith with a trip set to his left, 2 receivers to his right, looks to his left, throws, and he overthrows, and now that ball does get picked off by Wyatt. So the glove change worked. The gloves worked this time. But wait a minute. Coach, he took them off.
Yep.
He took off the gloves. He took them off and intercepted that ball. Can you believe that?
Well,
it was the gloves. It was the gloves' fault. He takes the gloves off, and boom, he's got the interception.
Got the interception. And he's lucky. They're lucky to catch him because it was an open field in front of him.
The first big turnover of the game. I see you're putting yours on.
Yes.
The tactile. You don't want the tactile sensation.
No, I want the warmth. I want the warmth.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world, our community radio station, your community radio station on a beautiful night here. Folks, don't kid yourself. It is just a Seattle night. Nice little Seattle rain breezing through in the mist. Mount Baker is here to play. Beeson brings his team up to the line of scrimmage. pro formation, split backs,
Oh.
hand off to the tailback.
Tackle.
And that is a nice
run.
run.
Yeah, nice run. Not wrapping up, Juan. They don't wrap up.
Marcus George runs through a couple of tackles, and you're right. I mean, you have to wrap up a guy like Marcus George. He's running hard. So Mount Baker comes down here with 23 football players, the number 6 ranked, number 1A team in the state. And they're saying, hey, there's not a lot of us, but guess what? We can play football.
Yes. Out of that Northwest League. They're blitzing. Oh, they got him.
They got him in the backfield.
Finally, when you run blitz, that's what's supposed to happen.
And the well-coached Mount Baker squad, usually what they will do is they will go ahead and they would have gone hard count on that.
Yep.
He didn't see it. I think he came to the line of scrimmage, didn't call the hard count, and Seattle Prep came through like a hot knife through butter.
Yep.
And they end up with a 6-yard loss. It is now 2nd and 16 for Mount Baker, and the ball is at their 33.
That's a good defensive call. Run blitz at that point in time. That was a good one.
334, 333, 332. Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Here comes Mount Baker with the ball. Offset eye. Hand off to number 22. That's that man again. That is little Jesse Sand with the run. Picks him about 5 yards.
Yep.
We'll call it 4.
Yep.
I'm listening to the guy up on the loudspeaker.
Yeah, well, he's got a better view because he's up at top.
We have a better view because we know who the quarterback is. That's Beeson getting the play from the sideline.
Yeah, right.
He's bringing it in with 3 minutes and 6 seconds to go here.
You know, I was going to mention that Braden Smith handles the ball really well. Does a lot of good handwork, and then he throws the interception. But no, I like him. I'm impressed with him. This guy too.
Here goes Beeson. That's some time of trying. Look at Beeson laying blocks.
Yeah, he's throwing blocks out there.
Beeson goes ahead and hit a cornerback really
Yeah,
good,
he
solid. Picks up about 1 yard. It'll be 4th and 10 for Mount Baker. They're going to go ahead and kick this ball away.
If the back would have ran on the backside of the quarterback, in other words, kept him to the inside and ran to the outside, he'd have come up this sideline. But he cut back in. You saw that, right?
I sure did. I tell you what, Coach, this takes a lot of excuses away from teams down in the Seattle area. Oh, we don't have enough players. Yeah. Oh, this and that. And the private schools recruit. Mount Baker's down here with 23 players. And he kicks the ball. The punt was almost blocked by number 7.
It might have been. Prep. It could have been partially.
Got a touch. That was Drew Velling running in, and he turned his body. The punter, that's Sand, the punter, Jesse Sand from Mount Baker. Yeah, the ball went up the side of his foot because he had a free runner running at him.
He was going to get it blocked if he would have been conventional.
I'm going to call that about a 3-yard punt. It didn't go very far. To the 36-yard line. They were on the 33. So, unfortunately for Mount Baker, a 3-yard punt with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the second quarter. And as the half is winding down, Seattle Prep is in excellent position to see if they can go ahead and add some points on to their 7-0 lead. Yeah. Smith.
Inverted T.
The inverted T with a receiver to his left, receiver to his right. That's number 5 who's caught a couple balls tonight. That's Will Floyd. Let's see what he does. He looks Floyd's direction. He's not there.
Wide open.
Running. There he goes.
It's wide open.
There he goes.
It's wide open.
He scampers off to his right, runs out of bounds at the 25-yard line. That'll be 1st and 10. Seattle Prep at the 25.
Oh, plenty of time. With the way they run plays, 2 minutes is like a eternity.
Seattle Prep has obviously been working at this. They are in hyper speed now. They usually put players out there and ran a spread offense, but they are just running play after play after play. That's a nice little throw out to number 7.
Oh, out of bounds at about the 12.
That's Drew Velling with the catch, and he picks up 11 yards. Another first down for the Panthers. That's going to be down to the 14-yard
line. I thought 12. Okay, good.
And they are driving on Mount Baker. Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Kodo Yasutaki. The handoff to Velling.
If he gets around that corner, if he's around that, yep.
And that's our man Wyatt.
Yep.
Wyatt takes the gloves off, and you know what? He says, I can catch it, and Wyatt Pettigrew will tackle you.
Because he had to.
He really did. He went down low. Good tackle with the shoulder.
Yep.
And that was an ankle biter because Velling's a big boy. Handoff now to Black. Black runs to his right. He gets chased down by a couple of Mount Baker defenders.
You got a penalty, though. I think you got movement or
Eli Black with a gain of 6.
Eli Black gains 6, but we have a piece of laundry laying down there at the 11-yard line. It is a yellow piece of laundry, which means someone did something.
A penalty.
The north elevator of the Space Needle is coming down with 2 lights on the top of it. Those were reconfigured, I want to say, about 13 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So a nice looking ride down. It takes approximately 65 seconds to go from top to bottom.
Really?
And you drop 535 feet in that 63 seconds.
Well, that's 535 more than I want to be on.
The officials are conferring. Oh, nope. That was I believe that was either a legal substitution or too many men on the field. I think they were trying to play with 12 men. They were playing Canadian football.
Yes, exactly.
And they're close to the border, so when Deming, occasionally. I'll tell you what, a highlight, I had 13 guys out there sometimes. Didn't help us. 7 for Seattle Prep, Mount Baker, nothing. Juan Cotto and Coach Yasutaki just enjoying a beautiful night of football here.
Yeah.
At the home of Century 21, the World's Fair back in 1962. By golly.
Before you were born.
60 years ago. You know something? One of the few things that did happen before I was born.
Yeah. Hey, and Elvis was here. Is
Yeah,
Elvis in the house?
Elvis Presley.
Elvis was here.
Opening speech by John Fitzgerald
Kennedy. Right.
Speaking about the future in Century 21 and the vision and the excitement and the exuberance of the youth of the time.
Right.
And certainly that generation did not let us down as they went to the moon and did so many other things. 1:21 to go in the second quarter. Smith's hands off the ball to
Touchdown.
Black waltzes into the end zone.
Yep. Good play.
Aaron Ball was calling for one. It was just a simple play. The running back coming from his right hands the ball off. He goes into the east end zone, crashes in. And the scoreboard that they are looking at now says Seattle Prep 13, Mount Baker 0, 1 minute and 17 seconds ago. And that was they're taking advantage of the situation that they were handed, getting that turn the partially blocked punt, 3-yard punt, and Prep cashes in, and that kick is true.
Kick is up.
14.
I'm trying to look at the number there. I want to say that was number 10, the kicker for Seattle Prep, and that kicker's name is Caden Lawler. Caden Lawler knocks that ball a solid almost 35 yards and hits the scoreboard. And it is now Seattle Prep 14. Mount Baker from Deming, Washington has a 0. Rainier Avenue Radio .world. Music, entertainment,
talk shows.
I was going to say thinking man's radio, thinking people's radio.
Very good.
Talk shows. And they take on and they challenge. This isn't like what you see on TV where people say that they don't have an opinion and you can learn. No. This is a radio station that challenges and has good questions and has good guests that really, really examine the issues that go on in the community. And that's one of the things that makes Rainier Avenue Radio your community radio station. It's our community radio station. It's the true voice of our community.
We got a number of things coming up. We got a number of things involving candidates forums, etc. So, and COVID, shows on COVID.
Here comes Jesse Sand returning the kick, and he's chased down by number 44.
Yep.
Number 44.
He never made it to the 20.
The captain. The captain, Austin Hartman, chases him down.
Before he gets to the 20. The 20 is the line of demarcation that most special teams coaches say we got to get 20 plus.
And and that's what special teams coaches talk about. As I was a special teams coach, it's just pure effort and hustle.
Yes, it is.
He wanted to make that tackle.
Yep.
And he got down there and he beat his teammates down there and he went and got it.
And the other side is stay on your blocks. When you're blocking for a kickoff or punt or whatever, stay on your block.
Let's see what Beeson does. He brings his team out. They're in a compressed formation. He's got one flanker out to his – he's actually split in out to his left. He's got a wingman to his right off the tight end. And they run that play. It's just a little inside handoff. And the running back bounces and pinballs. That's Marcus George. And I think they're just going to try to run out the clock.
I don't think there's any question. They're not going to put the ball in the air.
But even having said that, he picked up 6 yards. That's a nice play as they're trying to get the ball. And I think what their coach is saying is this. We'll go into halftime and we get the ball back. And we're going to see what we can do here. If we can pick up a first down, then we can go ahead and accomplish it.
Right.
So they've got a pro wing set with the wing to the right. They've got tailback and offset
Split
fullback.
backs. Yeah.
And they just run an old-fashioned ISO. No, it's a fake handoff, and there goes that man again, number 22. That's Jesse Sand with a nice run. That looked like the old Bellevue counterplay.
Yeah.
And the fake handoff to the dive back, and then just go ahead and pull it out and give this to the running back going to the outside. And he picked up big-time yardage.
About 18 yards.
And that'll be a first down. The ball's down to the 41-yard line. 28 seconds to go in the quarter. Rainier Avenue Radio, Seattle Prep 14, Mount Baker 0. Beeson gets the call from the sideline. And this is a really good football team. I'm quite impressed. Ron Legler is the coach. I'm sorry,
Ron Lepper.
Legendary Ron Lepper. And there's another one of those power plays, counter plays. And there goes Jesse Sand, and he picks up another 11 yards, and that's another Mount Baker first down. So, it's almost like they're throwing the football and picking up big-time yardage. The clock runs. That's the only thing once the stakes get set. 13 seconds, 12, 11. You're supposed to start the clock when the stakes are set, not when they're running them over there. And sure their coach will probably say something to that, but there goes George with a nice little run, and he picks up 9 yards, and that should have them feeling very confident going into the halftime. So
that's it. Yeah.
They pick up 9 yards, and the ball will be spotted at the 40-yard line, but the quarter is officially over as Mount Baker goes to the sideline doing exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted to run that minute off the clock, and they did it.
Yep.
So after the end of one, it is Seattle Prep 14, Mount Baker 0, and we will go to Daniel Bennett.
Yeah, thank you, Juan. There, Juan, right here on Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station. We are here at the half of our second game of the Memorial Classic, which is 4 games from Memorial Stadium between Friday and Saturday, 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. In the opening game of the Memorial Classic, we saw what we thought was going to go the other way, with O'Day losing to Lake Stevens, with number 1 and 3A getting knocked off by number 2 and 4A. Lake Stevens opening up their season with their first game of their season and their first win of their season, 20-3 over O'Day. O'Day falls to 2-1 on the year. Number 2, Bellevue, a different story though. They are dominating Lincoln as it goes in the third quarter. 6:15 left in the third, with it 35 Well, actually, Lincoln is closing it up with another touchdown. It's now 35-27. Number 13 is now, Lincoln is now within a touchdown of Bellevue right there. Yelm, although they were close between Timberline, they just scored a touchdown to make it a 10-point game. Number 4, Yelm, leading Timberline 24-14. And number 5, Spanaway Lake, playing their first game of the season. At the half, it's all them as they are pitching a shutout over Silas, 40-0 right there. Number 7 and number 8 both collected wins earlier yesterday and today. Auburn Mountain View over Decatur, 57-7. Mountain View won in a blowout over Wenatchee, 58-7. Ferndale at number 9 is trailing Arlington right now at the end of the third quarter by a touchdown. It is 9-2. Arlington leads number 9 Ferndale. And in the all-Marysville game, number 10 Marysville Pilchuck, well, they got all the points. It's 56-0 over Marysville Getchell right there. Pilchuck over Getchell, all Marysville, but one team has all the points. And number 12 Peninsula looks like they may be on their way to having their second loss this season. Even at number 12 ranking, it looks like they might be going 1-2, as right now here in the third. They are trailing Gig Harbor 28-7. They are down by quite a few scores, about 3 touchdowns right there. Mount Spokane is all over Ridgeline. It is 34-0 in that contest. And Central Kitsap at number 16 is dominating Capital, 21-7 at the half. Number 18, Liberty, pretty much about to close this game out against Newport. They almost got the touchdown, but Newport scored 2 touchdowns in the final minutes during the garbage time because it was 48-13 and the clock was on its mercy rule. In Snohomish at number 20, although they for pretty much for a whole half, they trailed Edmonds Woodway 6-0. They have put down 3 touchdowns in the third quarter, and now with 1:37 left in the third, it is now 21-6 with Snohomish handily over Edmonds Woodway. In Metro League action, Lakeside and Nathan Hale are playing a close one here in the first quarter. Lakeside narrowly over Nathan Hale, 8-6. Bishop Blanchette cannot handle Skyline right now. It is 37-7, third quarter, 9 minutes left there. And Ballard is pitching a shutout over Franklin. It is now 29-0 in the third quarter. We'd like to thank our sponsors, including our folks at Public Health, Seattle King County. And they have a word or two they would love to share with you about lead poison prevention. Enjoy.
Good afternoon, Abdi and Muya.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
All right. So I understand you have some questions about lead.
Yes, we've been learning more and more about lead on children, how harmful it is. We just want to learn the important topics, effects of lead on children, and how we can prevent lead exposure at home.
Very good questions and very important topics that we should definitely learn more about, particularly with lead poisoning and lead exposure. Lead poisoning occurs when lead builds up in the body, often over months or years. Even small amounts of lead can cause serious health problems. Children younger than 6 years are especially vulnerable to lead poisoning, which can severely affect mental and physical development. At very high levels, lead poisoning can be fatal. Initially, lead poisoning can be hard to detect. Even people who seem healthy can have high blood levels of lead. Signs and symptoms usually don't appear until dangerous amounts have accumulated. Signs and symptoms of lead poisoning in children include developmental delay, learning difficulties, irritability, loss of appetite, weight loss, sluggishness and fatigue, abdominal pain, vomiting, constipation, hearing loss, seizures, eating things such as paint chips that are not food. Lead poisoning can be prevented and avoided by keep children away from peeling paint and broken plastic. Be careful with your hobbies. Some crafts call for use of paint, glaze, and solder. Many of these may contain lead. Learn more about possible lead dangers while working on hobby. Don't bring lead home with you from work. People who work at construction, plumbing, painting, auto repair, and certain other jobs can be exposed to lead. Learn more about possible lead dangers while working on construction sites. Do you have any other questions?
No, thank you, doctor.
You're very welcome, and thank you for these great questions you had today, and be sure to share with others what you have learned. Lastly, it's very important that you are following up with your doctor to make sure your child is receiving regular lead testing. If you have questions or concerns about possible lead exposure and to see what services may be available to your family, visit www.kingcounty.gov/lead.
All right, thank you to our family and our sponsors at Public Health Seattle King County. We are live at the half of Seattle Prep, leading by 2 touchdowns, 14-0 over a very spry 1A Mount Baker team. For right now, I'm going to throw it over to Juan Cotto.
I tell you, Daniel Bellis, on a beautiful night here in the Seattle Center, and there goes the elevator going up, Coach, up into the Space Needle. A very, very game Mount Baker squad. But I'll tell you some of the great scores that he just mentioned. And as he said before, O'Day going down tonight, the number 1 ranked team in 3A. They lost to Lake Stevens. And a real good football game. It sounds like it's turning out down in Tacoma. I believe they're down in Tacoma, Lincoln. And Bellevue. And it looks like the Wolverines are trying to reassert themselves at the top of the 3A, where they obviously had some turmoil and some turbulence over the last couple of years. But Michael Knight, who's now the head coach over there, who played under Coach Butch Goncharoff and still running the wing T and doing the things that Bellevue does, looks like they're trying to get back on top in 3A.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't want to keep them down for long.
Well, as they say, the rich get richer.
Want to say hi to my good friends. I just spent a wonderful 3-4 months with them last year in the pandemic season with the Rainier Beach Vikings. And Coach Corey Sampson and his crew, they'll be here tomorrow. Just hope, and I got to spend some time and get back down there. I just have been so busy with work, and I haven't had a chance to go see my guys, and looking forward to seeing the Rainier Beach Vikings in action. Need to come down and speak with the kids. Had a wonderful season. What a great coaching staff. What a great group of dudes down there in the south end of Seattle. And Coach Sampson runs such a heck of a program and really is the epitome of the inner city high school football coach. Is a father, is a mentor, is a pastor, is a boss to those guys, and making sure that they're getting the most out of themselves. And they'll come out and play some good football tomorrow. Had a tough game last week, but I know they'll bounce back and come out here and play a good football game in the Memorial Classic.
No, they've been scrubbed. I'm sorry.
Have they been scrubbed?
Yeah, it'll be Kelso and Nooksack Valley in that game.
Okay.
So they won't be in.
Was that with the COVID?
We can't say.
Okay, we don't know. So,
yeah.
Well, that's too bad. You hate to lose opportunities, especially after the pandemic year.
Yep.
But I do know that the Vikings will be ready for their game next week, and they've got an ambitious schedule.
Yep.
But I know there's no better coaching staff in the state of Washington than Coach Sampson and my brothers down there, down in the South End.
Well, they're going to have a tussle next week. It's going to be against Memorial O'Day right here at Memorial Stadium.
I'm sure that Rainier Avenue Radio will probably be on that broadcast.
We will be here.
Juan Cotto, Coach Yasutaki, on a beautiful night at Leon H. Brigham Field. And I'm just enjoying a beautiful night of football. And with all of the stress and all of just the restructuring of our lives that the pandemic has brought, it's so nice to be out. Here comes Daniel.
All right, thank you there, Juan and John. Juan and John. No. JJ, there you go. We are here at the half with Seattle Prep up 14-0 right there. Number 6 Seattle Prep, by the way, in 3A action. And number 7 in 1A, Mount Baker. This is the second game of the Memorial Classic, and we will be covering another game tomorrow right here, the third game, and it'll feature Garfield, which actually just jumped into the top 20 this week to number 15. And they will be hosting AC Davis. AC Davis right there. And that goes down at 2 p.m. right here on Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station. Tune in then. If you want to have the video for you on Facebook and YouTube and have it locked in and get a notification, you can actually go to YouTube and Facebook right now and get that one preloaded for you with a reminder on Facebook and YouTube. Just search Memorial Classic Davis at Garfield, and you'll find it right there very easily. It'll also be broadcast on Twitch and our Rainier Avenue Radio app. Just search that. iPhone, Android users, go download that for free. Listen to Rainier Avenue Radio, take it wherever you need to go. In addition to that, also our website. Go to RainierAvenueRadio.world, RainierAvenueRadio.world. And you can go lock that in. There's a player in the upper right corner, and that'll hook you up as well. We also do a food giveaway every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And if you're struggling in any way, we will not ask any questions, whether you're rich or poor. We're giving you free food from the folks of God Is and Clean Greens Living. That's Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Rainier Avenue Radio Studios at 810 23rd Avenue, Seattle, WA. 810 23rd Avenue, Seattle, WA, right there. Community food giveaways on Saturday mornings. Feature for the folks of God Is and Clean Greens Farms and Market. So, and they got, trust me, they got a wide variety of food that will fit all diets and tastes. You got produce, you got prepackaged items, meats, so breads, all that kind of stuff. So good selection for you. You can go grocery shopping and not spend a dime. Community food giveaway, Rainier Avenue Radio, 810 23rd Avenue, Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. We are less than 2 minutes away from the half, and we'll see if Mount Baker can come back. They've been all the Seattle Prep can handle the entire first half, but the scoreboard does say a 2-touchdown lead for Seattle Prep. They've controlled the game in a lot of ways, but they haven't cashed it in at all. So we'll see what happens in the second half right here on your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio. As well, we'll be following all the top 20 teams in 3A and Metro League teams. You can see those scores updated on the ticker on the bottom of the screen if you are watching on video, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And feel free to keep those comments pouring in. We do appreciate all of these comments. We do flash an occasional comment on the screen, so if we like it, we'll throw it up on the screen. And hey, if you want to, shout out your mama or something, we might throw that up on the screen as well. So go right ahead and do that. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We are live on all 3 platforms. 30 seconds here away from the half. Of course, you got Juan Cotto on the call. You got John Yasutaki giving a lot of color commentary. And if you like the voice of John Yasutaki, I almost called him Juan Yasutaki there for a second, but John Yasutaki, check him out on Here and Now, Seattle Here and Now, Thursdays at 6 p.m. He interviews a wide variety of people. And he just finished a show on race, the changing face of America. That is a series that will continue. And next week, he'll be interviewing a couple of Seattle City Council candidates. I believe Kenneth Wilson in the race for the 8th district, and Nikita Oliver in the race for the 9th. So you can check that out this Thursday at 6 p.m. on Rainier Avenue Radio. We got a few minutes extended for the half, and an update about some Metro teams and how they're doing in a close bout between Lakeside and Nathan Hale. Lakeside leads by only 2 points, 8-6 in the first quarter. Bishop Blanchette is struggling against Skyline. It is now 37-7, third quarter, 9 minutes left there. And although Franklin ended their drought in week 1 with their first victory in 8 years, it's a total different story against Ballard. They are now trailing 29-0 in the third quarter right there. O'Day, the number 1 team in 3A, fell off this morning. They lost to Lake Stevens 20-3. So we will more than likely have a new number 1 next week, and it's more than likely going to be Bellevue, although number 13 Lincoln is closing the gap. They were up by at least 3 touchdowns, but Lincoln with the comeback. It is now 35-27. Number 2 Bellevue over number 13 Lincoln. Eastside Catholic, by the way, is off this week, but next week this Seattle Prep team will be playing Eastside Catholic. So interesting little bout going on next week. And Yelm is at number 4 is starting to pull away from Timberline. It is now 24-14 in the third with 8 minutes left there.
Can you hand me the pin?
Yeah, we can hand the pin.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
See, John Yasutaki wants to change his roster there. He wants to get these names right. And shouts out to Fred Abita right there. Apparently, we are mispronouncing number 22, Jesse Sandy. It's Sandy.
Sandy.
Jesse Sandy. So go write that on your piece of paper there, John Yasutaki.
Oh, I
I was going to give you the update. Seattle Prep is rated number 2 in the state, 3A.
Which
Seattle Times.
Okay, we actually use Max Preps.
Oh, Max Preps. Okay.
Yeah, so we use Max Preps. And for Max Preps, Seattle Preps number 6.
Okay, because I've got Mount Baker number 4.
Yeah, so what Seattle Times usually does is they throw all the rankings and they throw them together. But we here at Rainier Avenue Radio, we exclusively cover Metro games. And so we want to follow not only the Metro teams, but all of their opponents as well. And so we covered a 3A, and what Max Prep does is they break them down. And it makes sense since these teams, they can't play each other,
right,
at the end of so we want to measure them against 3A. So, yeah, so Mount Baker actually is number 7 in 1A, and Prep is number 6 in 3A. The top 5 right now, as it stands, is O'Day at 1, Bellevue at 2, Eastside Catholic at 3, Yelm at 4, and Spanaway Lake at 5. Prep 6.
Okay.
But it looks like the players are back on the field, and we are ready to get your second half of action right now. Seattle Prep 14, Mountain Baker 0. Juan Cotto with the call. John Yasutaki with the color commentary and the jokes. And Tony B with the camera.
Right. Sarah Cotto, make sure that the Cotto children realize that free food giveaway is not for them.
Okay.
Here comes the kick from Seattle Prep, and Jesse Sandy is back there, and he receives that ball at about the 15-yard line, and he's drilled. He's drilled by the Seattle Prep special teams kickoff team. They came down and just clobbered him, and that is where the Mount Baker Mountaineers will start. Sandy flips the ball over there. Go ahead.
That was not contact. That was collision. As Duffy Doherty said, dancing is a contact sport. Football is a collision sport.
Well, that was definitely a collision. On the west end, Mount Baker will be going from right to left on your radio dial. They are operating out of the shadow of Climate Pledge Arena. And here comes Mount Baker with the receivers to his left. And that's the quarterback, Beeson. He rolls to his right. He rolls to his left, and he hits his tight end, although a little bit low, and the ball went off of his gloves. That was number 99. That was Alex Maloley, M-A-L-O-L-E-Y. I'm just going to call him Alex. And Alex, the ball hit the gloves, and he might want to go the route of Wyatt Pettigrew and maybe take those off.
Yep.
Welcome to the second half. 8 seconds into it, 11:52 to go in the third quarter. Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Juan Cotto and Coach Yachitaki. I didn't want to confuse people by calling him John. You'd have John and Juan, and that's a tongue twister in itself.
Yeah, it means the same.
Wait a minute.
He fumbled the ball.
He fumbled it. It actually just got ripped out of his hands. The ball got ripped out of his hands. That was number 9. That was Marcus George with the football. And Seattle Prep just rips it out. And let me tell you who did that. I can get a number on that. The guy just took the ball right out of his hands. Was that number 30 who did that? I believe they're high-fiving a bunch of guys. Maybe that was number 11. Was it number 11? Or
whoever they high-five, I thought it was number 34, but it might have been number 30.
Might have been number 30 for Seattle Prep. As George was trying to make his spin move, the ball just was taken out of his hands.
Yep.
And Seattle Prep returns that ball. We'll call that number 30, although we're probably wrong on that. We'll give him some airtime, though. That was Oliver Lovejoy. And that ball gets returned onto the 1-yard line. And it's Seattle Prep's ball on the 1-yard line. There's Smith calling his signals. But wait a minute. They go to kind of a pistol formation, and in the ball game now is the quarterback number 11, and that is Bill. And I'm sorry, I can't read these things, man. They're just too small of a type.
Yeah, I know.
I can't, but nevertheless, and if Daniel can help us with this challenge eyes here, Bill Vauli is back there. And he was quarterbacking this play, and it looks like it's going to be some sort of a gadget, as we call those, Coach Yasutaki.
Yeah,
a gadget.
Yep.
He's got two fullbacks to his right, And now a tight end slide over there, and the snap goes over his head. The ball is bouncing around to the 20-yard line, and he gets clobbered. And I tell you, that Mount Baker football team is good. They really tried to strip it out of there. Vaoli put the ball away. He tucked it, and 3 Mount Baker defenders went ahead and rolled over, and they were trying to knock that ball loose. So the gadget play takes the ball 20 yards back. Here comes Smith up to the line. He's got 3 wide receivers to his right, 2 to his left, which must be a base formation as they just came out and set up in it.
Why didn't you just run the base formation and the base play? You're at the 1-yard line.
The ball was almost snapped over his head, but Smith makes a nice play. He's chased down from behind, and they almost stripped him of the football. He rolls out of bounds over near the 20-yard line. Let's see if they stop the clock. They do not, so he did not get out of bounds, but nevertheless, he gained about a yard. And I agree with you. The ball on the 1-yard line, why do you snap it 5 yards back?
It just doesn't make sense. Go with base play, run the ball between the tackles.
Braden Smith, 3 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. His running back is stationed to his right. He starts rolling to his right with people chasing him. He makes a Russell Wilson spin move. Now he's running around like Bob Greasy back there. He evades the rush. He's looking for somebody to throw to, and he gets pulled out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And trust me, Coach, that could have been a lot worse.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And luckily, nobody clipped or nobody held or nobody blocked in the back, as they say, or clipping.
Coach, they started at the 1-yard line.
Yes.
They have lost 22 yards on this drive.
If it can happen in high school, we know it happened in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 49. That team called the Seattle, versus the other team.
They went from a 1-yard that was first and goal from the 1. They are now kicking a 40-yard field goal.
Right.
Referee signaling down to the end lines to make sure they have guys in place. Let's see if they run a fake. You never know.
It's kind of a tricky win, too.
Snap, the hold. It's hooking a little bit to the left.
To left.
On left. The kick is no good. And with 10-17 to go in the third quarter, Mount Baker dodges the proverbial bullet. And are we supposed to say that anymore? I'm sorry if that is such a the thing that we're
not a good term. I'm from Chicago.
I'm
from Chicago. We don't use that term in Chicago.
They missed an opportunity. Let's just say that the Seattle Prep Panthers did.
There was for the last 2 minutes, there's been a lot of action, Juan, but no scoring.
A whole lot of action. Yeah. So you don't often see a team lose 23 yards on first and goal
from the 1-yard line.
10-17 to go in the
They're
third
going to
quarter.
blitz. They're blitzing.
They do run blitz, and the handoff is to that man again. Is that Sandy? Sandy with the ball.
And if you're going to blitz, make the tackle. Why?
He picks up 11 yards, and that will be a first down for the Mountaineers. Mount Baker, I tell you, Coach, I'm really impressed with this football team.
Yes.
I hear that some friends of mine, and they're complaining about the private schools and the advantage that they have, and this coach here.
24, 25 players?
Absolutely, and they come out and they play really good football, and they're working hard, and they are giving us a really good football game. You knew they would coming down to the city.
Oh, yeah.
As George gets the football, and he picks up a tough 2 yards.
Boy, he got racked.
Seattle Prep defense did come up and rack him.
He got racked.
See if I can.
Yeah, you look at the sideline and you count the heads. There's 70-plus Seattle Prep players suited up. And you look across the team, other things say, well, where's the rest of the squad? Are they in the locker room? No, that's them. 24, 25 players strong from Mount Baker High School, senior high school in Deming, Washington.
Number 68 for Seattle Prep, Chris Lynn. He's a big fella.
Yeah.
And he got off the ball real slow that time as Wyatt, our man Wyatt Pettigrew. Was that Wyatt running without the gloves? And he went ahead and picks up a quick, looks like he got about 9 yards.
9 yards.
And I'm sorry, that was Marcus George with that carry. And
that name is familiar. He's a hard-running kid.
I tell you what, they have 3 football players out there, George, Sandy, and Wyatt Pettigrew. And I tell you, those guys are giving Prep all they can handle. 8:47 to go, third quarter. A little wind whipping in the north end zone. Coach Yasutaki, It feels like autumn is in the air.
It does.
I'm loving this. Here comes Wyatt Pettigrew. He's got the gloves back on, Coach.
Yeah.
He's out to the left. They got a flanker, hard count, and Seattle Prep had about 4 guys jump off sides.
And coach,
I don't even think they had, something, Coach, they didn't even have 11 players out. They had 10.
Yeah.
So guys jumping around, running on, running off, and a whole lot of substitutions and communication got messed up for Seattle Prep on that one, and that'll cost them 5 yards. Rainier Avenue Radio.world, Juan Cota, Coach Yashitaki, Juan and John. John, the English derivation
of Juan,
and Juan, the Spanish derivation, is
run blitz,
goes back to pass, and he gets it. He hesitated, and 4 defenders, all 4 of the rushers got to him. Take your pick at who wants dinner. And one of the Baker Mountaineers is down right now, and he is a little sore. Some tough kids out there from Mount Baker. I mean, I got to admit that that's one thing I can say about Seattle Prep, Coach. Mike Durant, the strength and conditioning coach, he's the one who's really made the difference in this program over the last 12 years. I mean, he's really got this kid, these Seattle Prep kids, and a lot of them we've seen, and we talk about the fact that they are coming from a private school here in Seattle. And they grew up, and they're not really football type of kids. Most of them played soccer and so forth. But he really gets those kids in there, and he really transforms their bodies. And then, Aaron Mall, obviously, with this up-tempo offense, it's been a really exciting program for Seattle Prep.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, you have to have the elements, and you have to have the pieces to put together. And it looks like they're well on their way.
My man, Coach Corey Sampson at Rainier Beach last year, he told me, he said, Coach, I may not have a lot of numbers, but I've got quality. Well, he was speaking about Mount Baker. They may not have a lot of numbers over there, Coach, but they have a lot of quality. I got to give my hat off, a tip of the cap here to Coach Ron Lepper and what he's been able to do. And I'll tell you what, they're giving the Seattle Prep Panthers a really good football tonight.
All they can handle.
7:56, 7:55, 7:54 to go in the third quarter. Mount Baker on the ball at 2nd and 11. Beeson back to pass. A nice little inside handoff, but that gets sniffed out real quickly. Mr. Lynn, Chris Lynn, number 68, and he is not a little guy. I don't know if we have his height and weight in here, but let me see if I can find that for you for number 68, Chris Lynn of Seattle Prep. He is they have him listed at 6'8", and he only weighs a mere 300 pounds. He's an athletic 300 pounds, Coach.
Yep, obviously.
7:18 to go, third quarter. Rainier Avenue Radio.world, our community radio station, your community radio station. Wing formation to the right, single split back, that's Wyatt to the left, and the throws across the middle, and oh my goodness, there's a collision. There is a collision. And that pass is incomplete as number 99 is starting to cramp up a little bit. The pass was intended for Alex Maloli.
Well played.
And it was very well played by number 25 for Seattle Prep. That is a young man by the name of, I can hold my, that's Ian, is that Ian Sanders? I'm sure a Seattle Prep parent will call us and let us know what the name is, but it was a nice play to knock that ball down, and it brings up 4th down. And I tell you what, Jesse Sandy's in punt formation. He's about 18 yards off the line of scrimmage, and he's way back there.
Yep.
They set up in their spread punt formation, and the whistle blows. And is that going to be a timeout for Mount Baker? Let's see what they're doing here.
But you see, when you set up that deep for a long snap, your linemen have to stay in. And they don't have to stay in as long as they stay in for a quick kick, because that defensive rusher has to go 10 more yards from the line of scrimmage. So you have a little bit of leeway. But on a quick kick, they're not they're blocking as long as they can, because you're right on the line of scrimmage, off the line of scrimmage, and that's going to get blocked.
And the ball did get blocked. Coach, the ball got blocked off the edge. And that's number 44 for Seattle Prep. And he's pointing at himself for Seattle Prep.
That's who did it.
That is Austin Hammerlich, and he comes in and he blocks off the right edge. He makes a really quick move to get to the football and blocks it. And suddenly, Seattle Prep has the ball on the 23-yard line, and that's about where they they missed the field goal a few minutes ago. So
Right.
with 6:55 to go in the third quarter, Seattle Prep sets up again, and we'll see what they do.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. They've got that kid, Braden Smith, good ball handler. Probably do some kind of sprint pass, run pass option, RPO. At least
Wait a minute, there goes the flag, and they're calling illegal procedure on Seattle Prep. So we've seen a lot of interesting, weird things going on, Coach.
no, that's those are the kind of calls, like I said, unsportsmanlike, in unnecessary roughness. But these kind of things are mechanical. They shouldn't happen.
And usually Seattle Prep is so quick on the ball, and they've got a bunch of players running on and off the field. Looks like they've got 11, 12, now back to 11 as they line up in an empty set. 3 wide receivers to his right.
Yep.
Braden Smith, the quarterback. He's got 2 over to his left.
Run pass option.
Looks downfield. He rolls to his right. He's got the field side, and he's fast. No one's going to catch him. He throws kind of a duck. It's caught by number 82. I believe that is that the other Velling, or is that that's Nick Matthews. Matthews with the reception. And another player, that's number 9. That's a Marcus George. He goes down. And a lot of these guys are starting to cramp up a little bit.
He's grabbing his ankle, so I don't know what happened on that.
He might have had a little turn on that tackle. That just brings back the speed of that kid at quarterback. He rolls to his right, able to make some plays. And as I'm looking at the National Football League right now, Coach, even in the NFL, obviously in college football, I tell you, if your quarterback can move around in the pocket like that, you have a big advantage. It's almost like having an extra blocker.
Again, that whole concept of RPO, run pass option, it changes your whole scheme of blocking, of course, because if you pass block, you're not blocking upfield for a quarterback that's running. So you have to change your blocking schemes, but it's an awful hard weapon to defend when you have a quarterback that's mobile like that, that can also throw on the run.
For those of you following the pennant race, the Seattle Mariners did win tonight 6-2. Jared Kelnick, 2 home runs tonight. Wow. Mariners win 6-2, trying to chase down the Boston Red Sox. And a tough week for the Mariners. The Red Sox come in, take 2 out of the 3.
This is wild card, right?
This is for the wild card,
right?
I believe the Houston.
Oh, look at that classic tee! Look at that classic tee, Coach.
Straight tee, and the ball's hand off to number 28.
Oh my gosh!
Is that Kurt Warner with the ball?
Yeah,
no, right. That is Alex. Is that his name, Alex? I have to bring a magnifying glass with me next time. Alex Howard with the carry, wearing number 28. Evoking memories of the great Kurt Warner of the Seattle Seahawks. Smith in the backfield with the tailback, 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. That's Velling. Velling's tall receiver. See if he goes up to the big catch.
There
he does. That kid's got great hands. He's a tremendous athlete.
He's a head taller than the defender.
Really
he was just standing there.
Should have just tried to box him out. That's really all you can do. But Velling with the catch for the touchdown. And so on another block punt, and Urban Meyer talked about this, Coach. When you block a punt, the team that blocks a punt wins 90% of the time. Seattle Prep has 2 block punts tonight.
And if you get that ball inside the 20, this percentage of scoring goes, 70 to 80%, something like that. It's just incredible. And they got it inside the 20.
Ball is down, and the kick is true. Bouncing off of their own vehicle in the end zone. The Seattle Prep Panthers go on top of Mount Baker, 21-0 with 6:10 to go in the third quarter. Juan and John underneath the Space Needle here on your community radio station, our community radio station.
On a lovely fall afternoon, or evening,
Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
And the wind is picking up.
And as you can probably hear, that's not my breath. That is the wind actually just coming and whistling through.
It looks like, it feels like it's blowing east and west from the east, but that's hard to tell. It's always been hard to figure out the wind down here in Metropolitan Liam Brigham Stadium.
Metro League Athletic Director Tara Davis, the great Tara Davis, who was a spectacular athlete in her own right here, and now is come back to be the Metro League Director of Athletics. Such a wonderful personality and someone who's making such a great impact and influence in the lives of kids. And so great to have our legends back working with our children here in Seattle.
Yeah, put in a plug for Pat McCarthy,
Oh,
too.
Pat McCarthy's one of my favorite people. You know that. I mean, they do a great job.
All right. Seattle Prep kicks. Oh, nice kick. Nice high drive. Fielded at the 10.
That's Mr. Sandy again, and this time he runs to his left with the football, and he does it.
Well, again, they don't get to the 20.
The Mountaineers will have the ball at the 19-yard line. Where they can begin their drive. First and 10.
I love the conversations that we have here at Rainier Avenue Radio. We want to make sure that we get the story right, and this is what we will say. We are blessed with two great. Obviously, Pat McCarthy does a great job. One of my favorite people, and certainly a guy who has built a great athletic program and has continued to work it over here for the Seattle Public Schools. And Tara Davis, once again, like I said, the legendary Tara Davis, and a great athlete, and she's also basically Pat's right-hand person, and she once again has a great affinity for working with our kids and helping out with programs like this and this wonderful classic to promote football in our community. And it's great to see that the Seattle Prep students did show up tonight en masse. They're down there supporting their team, and it's just an exciting atmosphere on a Friday night, and we needed it. We do need this, and we need more of it. So hopefully you'll be out here watching football all throughout the fall as we march along in time, as Jesse Sandy takes the ball, and he runs into a stack of Seattle Prep defenders, including Mr. Lynn, number 68, who stands head and shoulders above everybody. 5:43 to go in the third quarter. Seattle Prep up 21-0 over the Mountaineers, coming down here from Deming, Washington, and really playing a good football game.
Yeah, I would agree.
Speaking of Pat McCarthy, here he is. He's got his Kangol hat, looking sharp, brother. Yeah. Good to see him, my man. Oh, man. Nice. So there goes their running that counter tray play.
Counter, yep.
And there they go up the middle, and he picks up about 7 yards. He'll be close for a first down.
Yep. Counter tray.
That's number 44. That's Brady West with the carry.
First down for the Mountaineers.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Juan Cotto and Coach John Yasutaki.
Well, you're a coach of well-respected coach yourself, so thank you for giving me that appellation. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So where are you taking me to dinner? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? I can pick up a Dick's Burger if you want, or if you want to. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's finish this ball game, and we'll talk about it. Beeson
pass out.
He throws a pass.
Nice pass. He fired that bad boy in there.
Nice little throw and catch, and those things kind of keep the clock moving as the clock does run on that. Nice little catch out there by their number 20. That's Kevin Tucker with the reception. And 4:30, the clock moving here in the third quarter.
Gain 5 yards on the play.
And that'll make it 2nd down and 5. Here comes Beeson from getting his play call from Coach Lepper.
2nd down.
And they're going to spread it out a little bit. They've got a flanker and a split end going out to the left. Got an offset eye with the back to the left and a tailback. And they just goes ahead and does a straight dive, and that's to Sandy. And I'll tell you what, Sandy is as tough as a punching bag.
Yep.
He is. He's just taking some hits. He's not the biggest of guys, but he just bounces back up.
I call that formation probably, to me, looked more like a wing T. But, like I said.
That was the wing T formation. That is what we would call in the wing T offense 100. The 100 formation.
Yep, 100 base formation.
But that's just too much information for the common football fan.
Okay, I got you.
So we do not. That looked like there might have been a little bit of motion.
Yeah, there was.
Up to Sandy, and Sandy breaks in 2 tackles, 3 tackles, 4 tackles, 5 tackles. He's broken 6 tackles.
Oh my God!
What a run by Jesse Sandy! Just bouncing off a tackler.
Yes.
Like a man possessed, and you thought you had him wrapped up.
Wrap up.
And the thing was that those tacklers were all bigger than him.
Yep, and they had angles on him too.
And just
Inside out.
powering through tackles. Sandy.
They had the inside out tackling angle, and they couldn't take him down.
Picks up 18 yards and a first down for
That was a heck of a
Baker.
run.
2:53.
Run of the night, Coach.
Here comes Beeson to the line of scrimmage. They hand off to
That
that
counter again.
Counter
Nice.
play.
That
Nice
counter.
little run by Sandy.
Boy, that counter.
Sandy hops up. Well, I mean, hey, get behind those big linemen and just
That-
hide.
That counter is working, man. That counter works.
It always has.
Yep.
Coach, it's one of those places lasting the test of time. Get your big,
Yep.
get more people to the point of attack than the defense has defending it, and they're running it back to the weak side.
Exactly.
And it's just it's a play that just continues to work.
Yep.
2:20 to go in the third quarter. Seattle Prep up 21-0. Your community radio station, our community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Here is Wing T100 formation.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
The handoff is just a straight
Direct,
fullback dive to Jesse Sandy, who powers for 4 yards, and he picks up a first down.
Yep.
And because we have the pronunciation coming from the parents, we know that it's Sandy, the guy upstairs in the box. He's calling him Jesse Sands still. So that's one of the advantages of being Rainier Avenue Radio.world. We're nimble. We're nimble that way.
Yes.
The breeze kicks up a little bit. Rain is kind of just fluttering around. And here comes the wind that the meteorologists were talking about. And Beeson brings his team up to the line of scrimmage. Got a receiver to his left and right. He hands up to number 44, the fullback. Nice run. That was number 4, Brady West.
Off tackle blast came back to that other side.
Mount Baker moving from right to left on your dial. For those that are listening to us, if you're watching TV, you see it. They're moving right to left.
They're in the white with the red red helmets, I guess. Seattle Prep is in blue and white.
They would call those black pants for Mount Baker. White pants with the double stripers. Double blue stripe as he hands off to Jesse Sandy again, and Sandy just fighting. Yep. I want to go stand down and stand next to Jesse Sandy after
see how big he is.
I just don't think he's that big a dude.
He doesn't look. No,
he runs like a power back. Yeah. 53 seconds to go.
What is the key? He keeps his feet moving.
He does.
The first contact doesn't knock him down. He's moving his feet.
And it's also one thing to run low, but he runs low with his head up.
He is, right.
So he really is like a little battering ram, and he is a powerful runner.
What physics I know, the lower your center of gravity is, the harder it is to knock you over. That much I learned.
Spread formation, pro formation, we used to call this. A flanker to the right, split into the left, tight end to the right. Throws a ball, and it's complete to that man, Wyatt
open.
Wyatt Pettigrew. I don't think he is related to Eric Pettigrew, former state legislator, and sometimes on Rainier Avenue Radio. I think and Eric Pettigrew, if you're listening, Representative Pettigrew, now with the Seattle Kraken. You said you're going to call a baseball game with me, and I'm hoping to see you next spring.
Okay.
18 years in the state legislature, and just a wonderful representative in the community, and the type of person you hear on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, our community radio station, your community radio station. At the end of the third quarter, it is Seattle Prep 21, Mount Baker 0.
They're knocking on the door, Coach. They're knocking on the door.
We're going to go to Daniel Bellis to give an update.
Yes, thank you there, Juan and John. Thank you for calling and giving this game right here. Here with your fourth quarter reports on Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station. Bellevue is, although Lincoln made it close at number 13, number 2 Bellevue has pulled away late in this contest with 6:50 left in the game. It is now 55-35. Bellevue leading at number 13 Lincoln, number 2 Bellevue well in hand of this one. Yelm in the final 5 minutes of their contest, they've pulled away from Timberline. They're moving it on. Number 4 Yelm over Timberline. Spanaway Lake at number 5 continues to dominate here at the half. It is now 40-0 over Silas, pitching a huge shutout in that contest right there. Ferndale at number 9 has been back and forth with Arlington throughout this game, back and forth. There's less than a minute left, and they trail Arlington 17-16 in that contest. And in number 10, Marysville Pilchuck in the all-Marysville game. Marysville Getchell was able to score a couple garbage touchdowns to make it 63-13 in that one. And number 12, Peninsula, is trailing by a touchdown to Gig Harbor. It is now 28-21. In Metro League action, Lakeside just scored off of a punt block to win, put a touchdown up 27-16. 3 minutes left in the fourth. Ballard wins 29-0 over Franklin.
The Ballard Braves.
Beavers.
Those are the Ballard Beavers. Sorry, I knew that. The Ballard Beavers go ahead and get the victory over the Franklin Quakers. Franklin, of course, ending a 52-game losing streak. But the Ballard Beavers say, hey,
leave it to Beaver.
Leave it to
Beaver, and they did it.
A Mount Baker player is down, and a Seattle Prep player is limping off the field. So, as we say in chess, a pawn exchange. A couple guys coming off the field, one limping and one now kind of catching his breath and bouncing off the field. I think that is their quarterback. It was Beeson that was hurt, so they'll take a timeout. So I'm sure they don't want to.
He's having a hard time walking.
He really is. So they may have to go to their backup. Let's see what Coach Lepper decides to do. 11:55. We have just started basically the fourth quarter. And as the whistles blow, we will just say this: Rainier Avenue Radio, our community radio station.
Timeout. Mount Baker.
Daniel Bellis, always a pleasure to work with you, and it feels like fall again.
It does. It's a nice chill in the air. I am wearing 2 layers of everything tonight. 2 layers of socks, 2 layers of pants, 2 layers of shirts. I'm warm.
Are you still doing the Fresh Prince show? What is it, Fresh Juice?
The Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. What's that show you got going on?
Fresh Juice.
Fresh Juice. It is a hip-hop and R&B show.
Is that the Fresh Juice of Bel-Air?
Fresh Juice of Bel-Air. I don't know what to do with that one. But, yes, every Wednesday night, 9 to 11 p.m. And this past week, just a couple of days ago, was a really special episode. We were able to interview a Jamaican artist who goes by the name of Trophy Sniper. He is the first ever artist to put out an audio description music video.
Oh, really?
So for people that are blind, this is a video that was describing what's going on the screen while the music is playing.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I tell you, the things that you get to experience on Rainier Avenue Radio. And people were asking me, what radio station do you listen to? We're doing a promotion, which is a wonderful promotion at my employer. I listen to Rainier Avenue Radio, man. It's Jesse Sandy gets under center.
It looks like well, hold on.
And he was pushing the pile forward.
No score yet.
And that's pretty impressive. They'll put Jesse Sandy back there and just run quarterback sneak.
Yep. Exactly.
And he didn't go backwards, did he?
No, he didn't. Not like Mr. Kohler did in that first game.
Or like Seattle Prep did on their drive when they had the ball on the 1 yard line and snapped it over the quarterback's head. They just got under center and pushed forward. 2 Seattle Prep defenders come running off the field, so Prep's got their goal line defense
They are
in.
at the 1 foot line.
And here
Coach.
comes the big fella Beeson back in there. He's got Sandy offset to his right with the fullback West right behind him. And the quarterback just pushes it in, and West gets behind him.
Touchdown.
And with 11 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the third quarter, the fourth quarter, Mount Baker comes in and they put up a 6 spot on the Panther.
And this is a 1A high school team with 25 players. The last count that I had for Seattle Prep out there was 73 suited up.
In the words of Coach Corey Sampson, I may not have quantity, but I have quality. And that is certainly Ron Lepper's. What he says is, man, I got quality over here.
Right.
Here comes Beeson to put the ball down, and the old school toe punch.
Yep.
The old school toe punch.
Straight in.
Hit right off the Seattle. that ball would have been good from about 50 yards out.
Yep.
And that's a big boy that kicked that ball. That's number 53.
You do not see that kicking style anymore. That's a straight in.
That's Joel Robles.
Yeah, right.
Joel Robles, number 53 for Mount Baker. And he must have a great time practicing that, kicking that over the the farm buildings.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let me tell you, I was kicking for Shoreline College, and I thought I was pretty good. And guess what? they said, well, why don't you go do something else because you kicked 3 balls over the stadium, Shoreline Stadium fence, and the stadium was locked. So there were 3 balls that we never got. So he said, why don't you go over with the, the lineman or something? So I said, okay, Coach. Coach Jack Brommer.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Yeah.
Telling the stories of the youth in our community on a beautiful night here at the centerpiece for Metro League football.
And the Space
Memorial
Needle
Stadium.
is looking like
Space Needle glowing in the back. There's the Weedle at the top of
Yes.
the needle. The Weedle just glowing, and his little home up there. If you read those children's books growing up in this community,
right.
and as Clemente and Araceli were going to sleep, I would read them those stories about the Weedle at the top of the needle. One time I took Clemente, he wouldn't go to sleep. I said, let's go downtown. He said, what are we going to do? I said, we're going to go look at it. We went up to Highland Park, and he said, there's the Weedle.
There's
I
the
said,
Weedle.
now, will you go to sleep?
That's a great story.
Robles has the ball up. Let's see what they do. He toe punches one, and he kicks it over to the Seattle Prep returner number 7, who brings it. He hands it to Nathan. That's a good move, handed it to Smith. Smith runs to his left, and he's trying to set some guys up, and he runs out of bounds and takes the ball out of bounds at the 37-yard line. And a little number 23 for Mount Baker just kind of touched him.
Yeah. Discretion is the common part of valor.
I got to give him some shout out
right.
there. Little Benjamin Johnny, a 5'9", 100, and he is not 5'9", ladies and gentlemen.
He's a smallie.
He went up to Braden Smith and just kind of
pushed him,
said, "Hey man, can I just get out of your way?" 3 to his right, 1 to his left. He's offset back to the left. 1-step drop throws, and he just throws a dart out of bounds. And there was a little miscommunication on that play, and the sideline is talking to the wide receiver over there.
But that's happened. That's happened a few times. That shouldn't be happening.
Well, these are very, very smart and disciplined kids at Seattle Prep. They probably got side adjustments. He just probably read it wrong. Stop and go fake, and there goes a nice little run by Smith. Smith hits the gas, and he goes out of bounds, but he drops the football. The football stays in the field of play as he went out of bounds at the 50-yard line, and the ball rolls out of bounds, and I believe that will be Seattle Prep's football.
Yeah, it is. First down.
And if you are tracking this, the quarterback, Beeson, is also the middle linebacker, a la Jim Kelly when he played high school football, playing middle linebacker and quarterback. He was actually recruited as a linebacker to Miami. And he's out there hitting people, and he came up a little cramped as Seattle Prep tried to run their counter play, and Mount Baker knows the counter.
Yep.
And they stuffed that play for a 3-yard loss in the backfield.
Oh, he's still cramping up. You see him grabbing his toes, so he's trying to get the flexion in there.
These kids have come down here, and they played a fantastic football game from Deming, Washington.
Yep.
Smith under center, rolls to his right, fakes a handoff, chucks it down the field, overshoots his receiver, and actually that kid made a nice play on the ball. Right. Tremendous acceleration by number 7 for Seattle Prep. That's little Velling. That's
but I want to see guys lay out for those kind of passes. Lay out there. Just throw your body out there. Grab the ball.
Drew Velling accelerated on that ball. And tried to look like Willie Mays in the ball.
I know. Try to catch up over his shoulder.
He tried to look like Mike Trout or Jim Edmonds. And the ball hit him in the hand, and it bounced off.
Well, coach. If it hits you in the hands, you got to catch it.
Well, that's what coaches say.
I know. It's harder than it looks.
Laundry on the field. And there was a legal man downfield, which is declined.
Yeah, was there another one?
Yeah, and I think that does come with a loss of down. So it is 3rd down for the Panthers, and they're getting their offense situated out there. They go empty backfield, 3 receivers to the right, 1 is a tight end, 2 to the left, split in and a flanker.
Yep, it's empty backfield. We'll see what happens.
Looking at and calling signals from the sidelines. He takes a couple steps back. He throws a laser, which is intercepted by that man, Wyatt Pettigrew. Pettigrew with 2 interceptions.
You see what I'm saying? The timing is off. on almost every pass that was either intercepted or incomplete. The timing seems to be off a little bit. Not on the long passes, but on these dump passes, on these underneath routes. It's something. There's just something not clean on.
10 minutes, 13 seconds to go. Let's see what Mount Baker can do here. The small little school and this small little mighty team, they've got more guys out on the field than I think they do on the sideline. And they are just staying in this ball game. They are battling. They are battling like crazy. The Seattle Prep team is coming over to the sideline. They're huddling over here. Their defense is being spoken to us, or their offense. We're having a little offensive powwow as the handoff goes.
Delay
to
handoff.
George.
He's making. Oh my gosh. He's ground out some yardage, man, on that delay handoff.
Number one, a tremendous offensive line.
But, you know, what do you think? Do you think that time – I mean, Prep's got a great game plan and everything, and they got great athletes, but the timing seems off on some of those passes. Like I said, especially the short routes, the underneath routes. They just – that's where the interceptions have occurred, on those underneath routes, not the long, per se. Yeah.
It is timing, and it is also, just a lot goes in with the reads on that type of an offense where you're putting a lot of it into your players as the counter comes back, and there goes Jesse again. Jesse runs the football, and he picks up some yards. Jesse Sandy.
Pretty close.
Picks up about
pretty close to
6
first
yards
down.
on the counter play. Looks like he's going to gain another first down, or at least close to it. Nope, third and about, they say he's a little short.
Let me see. It's about a foot.
A foot or 12 inches.
Yeah, pretty close. 6 of one, half a dozen of another. So what does that mean? 6 of one, half a dozen of another? Same thing.
Hey, it means that there's 9 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the game. Seattle Prep up 21-7 on your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Flanker and split in to the left. A simple dive, and that's George's with the football.
Man, he gained about 5 yards and 4 yards, man. That's pretty good.
Coach Pepper is animated over there on the sideline. He's sitting there a la Chuck Knox back in the day.
Yeah.
He's got his plays out there on a manila folder. I like seeing that. I used to do that on the plays on the manila folder. And instead of all the fancy lamination, you just take a big Sharpie and just write your plays down. Yeah. I only had 5 of them.
Oh, hey, if you ran them good, that's all you need. Yeah, right.
Don't want to confuse myself, you know. Remember, my buddies were coming up and they would see me coach some of the games. And geez, how come you're not studying film? And where are your? How come your play card's so small? Hey, man, we only got to run 5 of them.
Well, actually, if you run 5 plays and they run, you can run them one side to the right. Then if you run them to the left, you got 10 plays. You know
that is correct.
Yeah, if you run left, you got 5, and you run right, you got 5. That's 10. That's the way we looked at it. That's why I said, we start counting plays. We got 143 plays, but we're running left and right. So, it just adds up, though.
Specificity versus availability, man. If you have 143 plays, you don't run them very well. You might as well have 5. You run well. That's what we used to say. That was the conventional wisdom, and had some folks tell me, geez, you're not going to produce any Division I players, and we produced 3 of them at Highline. So what did I know as a coach? Here we go. 8:21 to go in the fourth quarter. 21-7 Seattle Prep over Mount Baker.
Coaches are the greatest pragmatists in the world. If it works, it's right.
You know something? That's the way it is.
Yes.
Go to class, get your homework done. And if you're someone outside of the program, if you want to come and run the weight room for 6 months, and if you want to go to coaching clinics, you can come call the plays too. 8:20, you can install the offense.
Yep.
But since you don't want to do the work, I'll do it for you.
Oh.
As a throw right down the middle, he hits Sandy at the 20-yard line.
Oh, my gosh.
And he is caught down at the 7-yard line. A beautiful throw, and he had to hang in there because he took a shot.
He is hurting.
And he really is.
He's got to come out.
Beeson is just a tough kid. Oh, coach, he's not coming out of this ball game. He's going over to Lepler. He's getting the play, and he's shaking that off. Took a big shot as he delivered the football right down the seam. And I tell you, Sandy's having a big night tonight.
Yep. He may be our offensive – well, I don't know. That quarterback, he deserves a call as offensive player.
First and goal from the 7. Mount Baker with the ball. Lined up. There goes the counter. He follows his blockers. That's number
Nice
44,
move.
West.
Oh,
Nice move. Gets down to about the 1 yard line and gets shoved back.
Man, that's a nice move. That's a nice move. Stayed right on the tail of his blockers and just made that move right at the last second.
740. Henry Wells goes by. St. Joseph kid.
Yeah.
Know him in the community. Pitched a real big game for me about 3 years ago.
Okay.
723, 722, 721. Seattle Prep 21 at Mount Baker 7. Your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Here comes Mount Baker on the 1 yard line. Second and goal. I think they're going quarterback sneak. No, they go simple handoff to Sandy, and he's crushed. Just the middle of the defense is stout, and that's Chris Lynn there. Big number 68, and he looked like they have him lined up as a nose guard, and he'd be a problem for a lot of teams to block.
He would be.
6'8", 200. I'm sorry, 6'8". Let me give him another 100 pounds. 300 pounds.
Yep.
Don't want to shortchange him, and he looks every bit
Number
of it.
68, big guy. Okay, we'll see. They're on the 1 foot line. They didn't gain.
Beeson brings him to the line of scrimmage. They know they have 2 downs to do this.
Yeah.
And he goes with the quarterback sneak, and I don't think he got in. Wait a minute, there's a big push. Let me see what they say. Yes, the
They give it to him.
linesman on the left side, the south sideline, has his arms up in the air.
Yep.
He calls it a touchdown. So with 6 minutes, 24 seconds to go, Mount Baker has scored 2 touchdowns in the span of about 3 minutes. It's now Seattle Prep 21, Mount Baker 13.
Players game, I think we called it offense, remember?
Yeah.
Players game.
The offensive player of the game, I tell you, I'm leaning towards Jesse Sandy right now. The tough little running back from
Mount Baker.
Tara Davis has joined us. Is looking for our opinion of the offensive player of the game. As Laundry comes flying.
Yep, we got to delay a game, I think. Or illegal substitution, one of the two.
That's number 53, Joel Robles. I'm going to roll the R.
That straight up kick, that, old school kick.
You know something? Joel Robles he's a big dude.
Yeah, he is.
Big kicker, and he has a short little toe punch action, kind of like John Rahm's golf swing. It's a real quick motion. He doesn't stand away from that close to it. Oh, wait a minute, illegal substitution. That moves the ball a little bit closer to the goal line.
They should go
and look at this. They're going for 2.
Go for 2.
And you know what I think they're going to do? I think they're going to run the counter to Jesse. The player of the game is going to run the counter. Watch.
Yeah.
On the goal line. Just see if this works. Beeson hands it. There's the counter. He
there
runs
it is.
There it is.
He's in.
Not even touched.
He's in. I know you called it, but it's worked all night long, that counter.
So over 6 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, it is now Seattle Prep 21, Mount Baker 15.
1 score game.
Now, not only even more dangerous, if Mount Baker scores a touchdown, they're tied, and the extra point puts them ahead. So
1 score and the extra point wins.
That only adds to the intrigue.
Yep. A 1A score.
Your community radio station, our community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. And we called it. Tara Davis asked us the offensive player of the game. We said Jesse Sandy. Jesse Sandy on the big 2-point conversion.
Yep.
The Seattle Prep special teams coach, he's lecturing his guys right now. I don't think they want to get beat by an onside kick. So he's probably telling them, hey, keep your heads up, get your hands ready. Yeah. Looks like they got their hands team out there. They have a bunch of guys wearing 80s and 20s and single-digit numbers. Of course, they have the dangerous Braden Smith back there who could break this game wide open with a singles run. So they're bringing everybody up towards the 20-yard line to see what they can do. Now, Robles is the kicker.
I would kick it away. You have 6 minutes. You can have, but if they get the ball, they'll have it in plus territory. If you do an onside kick, I'd kick it away.
I think something. They have a little space. I kick it over towards the 30-yard line. Just kind of kick it and see if
that
you
dead
can
spot. That dead spot.
There's a little bit. Oh nope! They kick it off, and they kick it to the most dangerous man on the field. And the ball goes out of bounds. It rolls.
That's a
The
penalty.
flag comes out. It is.
It's a penalty.
You know something that's probably better than letting Braden Smith get it, though.
Yeah.
So they're going to probably move that ball to the.
Hey, he was going after it like it was the last donut in the box, man. You know.
That ball's going to come out to about 35-yard line.
35. Yep.
So they'll move it up. And
Yep.
well, they move to the 40. Up it goes to the 35. So
Yep,
not
35.
a bad play by the Mount Baker Mountaineers, and their kicker Robles kicking that ball out of bounds.
And what I'm saying is, if they'd have done the onside kick, Seattle Prep would have gained 15 more yards. You know what I'm saying? Had they recovered it. So
The players trying to generate their own energy. They're the ones who are offense, and the student section down there is trying to get with it. But I think they're probably thinking, geez, I mean, this Mount Baker team's pretty good.
Yep.
Here comes Seattle Prep. They're moving the ball to the left hash mark. They want to start on the left. It's kind of cool to see a guy with a towel. You don't really see that very much. I remember on TV and the games that I used to watch, the coach, on a rainy day, they'd have a towel out there.
Yep.
That ball with the towel. Here comes Smith. 3 to his right, 2 to his left. He fakes it. He runs to his right. He's got a bevy of blockers in front of him. He picks up 5. He picks up 10. He picks up 15, 20. He's at the 40, the 30,
He's gone.
the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown Panthers. But wait.
They got a flag. They got 2 flags.
Laundry everywhere.
They got flags everywhere.
A flag at the 41-yard line of Prep. A flag at the 36-yard line of Prep. A flag at the 34-yard line of Prep. So whatever happened, everybody saw it. The officials confer, and then Coach Lepler is out there, and he's talking to his cornerback, Jesse. He's talking to Georges, and he's talking to his left cornerback. And Coach, they gave up contain, didn't they?
No, for sure. But
got around him. But once you let Braden Smith get to the outside, man, he goes, and they're carrying off that poor kid, number 64. That is coming off the field for
I wonder if they got him for holding or illegal block.
Yes.
Chop block, illegal block.
Thayer Brown, and I wonder if there was a chop in that play.
Yeah.
They carry him over to the sideline and put him down, and he could not put any weight on that leg.
Holding. They called holding. That's all they were.
Personal foul also.
Or personal foul? Yeah, there it is.
Oh, 2 personal fouls. So on the block on the far side, those 2 guys were kind of mixing it up.
Okay. On the Panthers. There's also a personal foul on both teams.
So the personal foul's offset, and the holding penalty is enforced.
So it's 10 yards.
So that's going to move the ball to the 27-yard line with 6:12 to go in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Mount Baker, and this is good for them. I mean, Prep's got to go 18 yards for a first down.
22 yards to go.
Braden. Wait a minute. We have a different quarterback in, do we?
No.
We
do. Yes, we do.
It's kind of a fake. They wanted to probably give Braden a breather, and that goes nowhere as these guys right here come fighting in. Nice play by the Mount Baker defense defending the keeper.
Loss of 1 yard on the play.
So it's 21. Second down and 21 yards to go.
21
Line
yards
to gain.
Seattle Prep 21, Mount Baker 15, 5:47 to go. Mount Baker wants the football back. Braden Smith back in the ball game after that long run he had, which was called back. Go on a 70-yard touchdown run, and then you lose 10 yards on the hold. He can't find anybody to throw to. He rolls to his right. He's getting pressured. Nice little spin move. And he looks downfield. He throws a ball, and it's over the head of number 7, his wide receiver down there, just sprinting all by himself. I think that was a Velling, Drew Velling, running down by himself. The pass just incomplete. Nifty move.
Nice
footwork.
move. Did that spin out.
Gets out of there. 5:23 to go in the fourth quarter. That stops the clock, Coach.
Yes, it does.
Third down and about 18. Let's call it 19.
Wide open spread, empty backfield. This is, what this is going to be. 3
wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. The clap of the hands by Smith. He gets a snap. He throws a ball. There goes again. He's got it. He's got it. That's Drew Velling at the 20, at the 15, the 10, the 5. Drew Velling on the bomb. 72 yards and a lightning strike.
Well, you knew it was going to be that with that spread formation and the empty backfield. You knew he was going to throw it, and he put it out there, sweet.
Coach Ron Lepper is just standing at the 40-yard line with his hands on his hips.
Yep.
And I know he is just, in high school football, you see plays like that. A simple streak down the field. Go run past the black car.
Go deep. Your safety, if you're safety, you get as deep as the deepest receiver.
5 wide receivers, and the kick is true with 5:13 to go in the fourth quarter on a 72-yard touchdown pass.
Yep.
Braden Smith to Drew Velling, and it's Seattle Prep 28, Mount Baker 15.
So come practice on Tuesday or maybe Monday. Braden, we're going to practice on short passes. We're going to practice on timing on these short underneath passes because those are the ones that hurt them. The interceptions, 2 of them, right? And miss and incompletes. There's no question he can get the ball out there on the long pass. It's up to his receivers to get there. But and that is the hardest one. Timing patterns, short patterns, underneath patterns, all that.
Coach Ron Lepper over on the sideline.
He's not happy.
He
is not happy.
He came down here. I tell you what, I like coaches like that. He came down here looking for Bear. He came down here looking for Panther. He wanted to take it to Seattle Prep, and to be honest with you, they have. I mean, they certainly have a good football game tonight.
You show a formation that you're not going to do anything but pass. You have 5 receivers out there, empty backfield, and your defenders get beat on the long pass. So, what can you say?
5:13 to go. Seattle Prep 28, Mount Baker 15. The rain cascading now. It's a beautiful rainy night here in Seattle. The wind starting to pick up, and we'll see
good
ball rolling in as the ball's kicked to Jesse Sandy.
What do you call? They blew the whistle?
Yeah, they did. Oh, there's a flag over on that side of the field.
Offside. Like there might be offside.
Somebody raced across the line, and that's always a no-no.
That was a good kick too, Juan.
He really did. He gets some force behind that.
Good leg in there.
Your community radio station, our community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world, on a beautiful night here in Seattle. Just a beautiful Seattle.
Offside. Yeah.
Welcome to autumn. Basically, what this is saying is that, hey, we know we're a couple of days left of summer, but autumn is here. I'll tell you what, Coach Lepler, he doesn't need a rain jacket. He's sitting over there in a polo shirt, and he is he's so hot that rain is just steaming right off him. He has really got
like water on a hot pancake griddle. It's steaming, rolling off of him. Another good kick.
Here comes the kick. It's picked up by Sandy at the 14-yard line. And he evades it, and there he goes. If he can beat the kicker, we're going to see him go off to the races. Sandy tries to make a spin move, and Seattle Prep stops him at the 45-yard line of Seattle Prep. Jesse Sandy has done everything tonight.
Man, he almost got away.
Nice spin move, and there he goes. Did he come off the field for a break? No, he's back in the ball game.
Yeah.
He cannot come off the field, Coach.
I know. They need him.
Boy,
and if you ask the kicker, what were you trying to do? Tackle him? He says, no, I was trying to get out of his way because it didn't look like a great tackle, but he got in his way.
2 receivers spread out to the left.
They're
and right.
blitzing.
There's the give to the little running back George. George.
He's doing a good job
out
too.
To the outside, he really has been a tough football player tonight. 4:55 to go in the fourth quarter. The clock has stopped as George has went out of bounds. He picked him about 8 yards.
Yeah,
and now the rain's really started to come down.
It is, and it's blowing that way. It's blowing to the east.
Lepler gives the play call to Beeson. Beeson comes out, comes to the huddle.
They blitzed on that play.
They did.
Blitzed, and
they're trying. It's obvious they're trying to give Sandy a little bit of a breather.
There they go, blitzing again. They're blitzing on the weak side.
There's a ball. It goes down the end zone.
It's out of bounds.
They threw it away. Oh, but he was forced out of bounds. I think they probably got a little body on him. The cornerback over there. They're going to call pass interference on Seattle Prep.
Yeah.
Ball is
A lot of contact. A lot of contact.
Ball is currently on the 37-yard line. That should move the ball to the 22 on the 15-yard gain if it was defensive pass interference. 2 flags come out, so obviously both of the back judge and the side judge was called it, and they did. So that's going to move the ball to the 22-yard line with 4:47 to go. And Mount Baker trying to make a last-ditch effort into this. It's clear that the Mount Baker Chargers are not going to give up in this game.
Nope.
Your community radio station, our community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. The Seattle Prep kids, to their credit, they're underneath the awning here. And what a great facility we have here. I mean, the Seattle, the Memorial Stadium with all of the things we beat it up about, it still is a great place to watch a game in the rain. As there's Mannigan, there goes Sandy with the run, and he pulls 3 Seattle Prep defenders with him.
That counter, man.
He pulls him right down to around the 10-yard line.
See, what it is he's getting a full head of steam, Juan. He doesn't have to cut back into a hole or step into it. He's cutting right off on a slant, and he's going full tilt. And so you got to tackle that guy. You cannot arm him. You cannot butt him off.
No, he is fighting through tackles. The Seattle Prep defensive staff is talking about it, talking about how they want this guy to push off. He may be pushing off a blocker, coach, but, man, I tell you what, Sandy is running hard.
Yep.
Same play again, kind of a toss pitch sweep. Lynn tried to get to him, and he spins, and he runs right into the middle linebacker. And let's see if that's head-to-head contact.
It might be.
That might be head-to-head contact, and if it is, that'll move the ball half the distance. We'll see what happens. That was a good, clean tackle that they used to teach.
Yeah, I know.
But you've got to keep your head out of the game now, and I think they're all looking for that. And
targeting.
Referees certainly are doing a much better job of calling it. But let's see what they call here.
Targeting.
It was.
Oh, thank you.
It was the helmet-to-helmet contact. 4:02 to go in the fourth quarter. And Coach Yasutaki, this is turning out to be a pretty decent football game.
Sneezing and I'm gonna grab my mic.
Here comes Beeson.
Yep, here we go. It was targeting, right?
It was a helmet-to-helmet contact. Yes. Here comes a beautiful bus, a nice bus coming in, moving. It always cracks me up playing at Memorial Stadium. You see so many different things going all at once.
Yeah, remember when the Seattle Center was really wide open, you had people walking through and Seattle Center.
And what was beautiful last year in some of the games, you had parents and people sitting up in the hills. Oh, my goodness, our city and our community. It's so nice to be back watching football again. We needed this. We needed football in the rain. We'll take it.
And we are at Leon H. Brigham Young Field.
Our community radio station, your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world, Juan Cotto, John Yasutaki, Juan and John. Spanish and the English. Spain versus England.
We've been graced with the beauteous Tara Davis, Metropolitan Athletic Office.
Here comes Mount Baker.
They're blitzing. Oh, my God.
They brought everybody.
They brought everybody.
Sandy came in and he got the ball. So they moved it halfway. That was from the 7-yard line. They went ahead and they attacked the blitz by giving the ball to Sandy up the middle. Too many bodies there.
Yep, there you go. Max blitz.
With this, they're going to have to go outside. I'm sure the Seattle Prep staff is probably blitzing by formation.
Yep,
they see the formation and they're going ahead and blitz to where they've been running. This is where they've been running the counter.
Yep.
Let's see if they go outside with this right now.
Instead of going right, go left.
3 minutes and 11 seconds to go.
They're going left.
They went left.
Well, I shouldn't have said it, but I said instead of going right, go left. Well, they went left. I think Seattle Prep was ready for it.
That was number 44 for Seattle Prep. That's the captain.
Yeah.
Come rushing in there. That's Captain Austin. Austin comes in, makes the play. 2:46.
He's their back. He's their up back. Here he comes. There it is.
2:40. 2:38. 2:37. 2:36. I'd like to see Mount Baker act with a little bit more urgency. as they throw the corner route. It's Wyatt, over Wyatt.
Too far.
Wyatt Pettigrew just cannot pull that one in. Fourth down, and a field goal does you no good right here.
No, go for the
You got to go for it. You got to go for 7, and Ron Lepper knows it. He says, doggone it, we're going to get this as the rain is really starting to come down right now.
Yeah, go for 7. Dignity or death. I shouldn't say that.
We are in now a little bit of a rainstorm as the rain is starting to really form.
Does it
itself
rain?
on top of
Does it rain in Seattle, Coach?
You know something? This is just liquid sunshine for crying out loud. 28-15, Seattle Prep over Mount Baker.
How much time? We got, 2:26.
And I'll tell you what, for guys who've probably been out there sweating for the last 3 weeks in hot sun, this has got to feel good right now. So what you play football for, a little spin move. And there he is. There's Sandy. Can he get to the goal line? He fights off one guy, and he gets stopped short at the 1-yard line.
Boy, he almost got it, though.
Seattle Prep stops Jesse Sandy, who's done everything tonight. Just could not break one more tackle, and everyone's sitting there kind of pointing. And
Did he
pushing.
hit the pylon?
Did he hit the pylon? Did he get a first down?
It looks like I'm wondering if he hit that pylon.
It was 4th and about 8 from the 9. It was 4th and 8 from the 10. He may have been able to get down to the 1-yard line. They're going to look at this, and they're going to have to measure. An official calls timeout. 2:13 to go.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really, really, really close.
Close, real close.
And the quarterback, Beeson, he's like, we got it. He's talking to Lepper, and they're getting their plays together. And they're going to go ahead and do a measurement on this. The stakes are being pulled out. They stretch it out. And it is.
No.
Did he get it? They're looking at it.
Yeah,
they call it a first down. They call it a first down.
First and goal.
So, Jesse Sandy
He fought.
fights, pushes, and scraps his way to a first down. 2 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Seattle Prep 28, Mount Baker 15.
So if you got my vote for outstanding offensive player,
I
guy.
think he's the man.
Even in a losing cause, it would be, hey, guess what? They score here and they get an extra 2-point extra point. Hey, they had the 2-point extra point. So
Seattle Prep coaches in their rain gear, converging over on the sidelines. Ron Lepper, he's in a polo shirt, man. He's like, I'm coaching this football game.
They're crowding the
Man
line.
in motion. They go ahead and push him through. They pushed him through. Yes, that will be a touchdown for Mount Baker.
Yep.
The quarterback sneak. The quarterback sneak by Beeson makes it Mount Baker 21, Seattle Prep 28 with an extra point coming up.
Yep. Beeson,
And,
the beast.
You know something? You're down by 7.
Yep.
Odd number. You might as well go for
2. It's statistically, numerically, that's what you do.
But they're going to go ahead and kick the extra point, and they'll fight to get the ball back.
Yep.
The lightning bolt from Braden Smith to Drew Velling, 73 yards.
That's the telling point.
That is the telling point in the football game, although Mount Baker comes down and answers. But did they leave themselves enough time? 2:02 to go in the fourth quarter.
Well, I'm looking this way. Maybe 2 or 3 first downs. That's it. Seattle Prep.
Robles lined up with the quarterback, Beeson.
Classic kicker.
Here comes the snap. The kick is down. It is. Let's see if it went through there. He snaked it through.
Man, he's got a leg. You see what that ball is?
I was going to say that would be a home run.
That's out of here, folks.
He kicked that ball. They got to go dig around back by the
buses, beyond the buses, in the woods up in there.
Into the woods and the the equipment over there, the heavy machinery.
There goes the guy walking back in there. You're going to have to look for that ball, man. Oh, my gosh.
I tell you what, this is what sports is all about.
It's a great game.
This is and the Seattle Prep special teams coach is really animated. I don't know who that gentleman is, but he is really speaking to his team. And he's telling them you got to watch for everything right now with 2 minutes and 2 seconds to go. And who knows what Robles will do, and who knows what Coach Tepper will draw up. Yep. And he certainly is the head coach of this program. He's got everybody huddled around him. He's coaching special teams right now. And I tell you, it's just so exciting to see this little small, mighty team come down here.
25 players. 25 players strong.
Taking on one of the giants in Seattle athletics, Seattle Prep High School, the Panthers from North Capitol Hill, the Jesuit School.
Yep.
Leon H. Brigham Field, our community radio station, your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. So Smith and Black back to return the kick. Robles on the ball at the 40. He kicks it onside. Let's see what happens here. It's bouncing around, and that was number 5, the outside wide receiver. That was Will Floyd recovering that football, and he just went down on the 39-yard line. Says, I'm down.
Yeah.
And he went ahead, and we'll see what Seattle Prep does. I don't know how many timeouts Mount Baker has used in this fourth quarter. I just want to say that we had an accident with a person fell down the steps, and we certainly are thinking about there was an O'Day spectator, an O'Day fan, an O'Day satellite fell down the steps this evening and injured themselves. And
my fingers
authorities were called in, and then first responders were incredible, and hopefully she is doing well. We're thinking about you on Rainier Avenue Radio. Full house backfield, handoff to the fullback up the middle, and they are stuffed. They haven't right down yet, but he's going. 40-yard line finally goes down, so about a gain of a yard, but it took about 5 seconds off the clock. And that will stop the clock. A timeout to Mount Baker. I know they called a couple of their timeouts.
So
I think that might have been the only one.
They may be out of timeouts. If they've had 3, that's it.
Seattle Prep 28, Mount Baker 22. A game that's a little bit closer than we anticipated. But Mount Baker has done a fantastic job. Here comes the coaches out talking, and this is an extremely well-coached football club and a club that has played and competed extremely hard.
Yeah. Northwest League, located in Deming, Washington, several miles northeast of Bellingham, folks.
Look at this. You look up at the Space Needle, it's like a mosaic coming through all that rain. Absolutely beautiful night, and everybody's getting their grass watered today.
Yes.
Defense is set up. Smith under center. Probably going to hand it to the fullback. You know he doesn't. He runs, takes it himself, and he's got plenty of room. And he goes down on the 50-yard line. And if they have no timeouts, that should do it.
Okay.
If they have no timeouts, that should do it. Yeah. So the players of the game, and it looks like Seattle Prep is going to go ahead and kill the clock. We'll go ahead and tell you right now, number 5, Will Floyd, the wide receiver. He will be the offensive player of the game for Seattle Prep. And, of course, Jesse Sandy, we knew that, the way he played this football game tonight. What a great job by him. A minute and 14 to go. Seattle Prep up by 6.
Yep.
And Smith takes a knee, and this should just about do it. They probably have one more snap to go. Yep. And Mount Baker can't stop the clock, and certainly the Seattle Prep players are just patting these kids from Deming, Washington on the back. They're saying, what a great job. This is just a well-conditioned football team and a very, very good football team. 48, 47, 46, 45. And this should be the last play of the game as Braden Smith is letting the play clock run all the way down. There's 8 seconds on the play clock, 33 in the game. Snaps the ball, the knee goes down, and that does it.
That does it.
So the final score from Leon H. Brigham Field on this beautiful Friday night of football, the second game, it is going to be Seattle Prep 28, Mount Baker 22. In the earlier game, O'Day Irish lost to Lake Stevens 20-3. And that does it from Memorial Stadium, Leon H. Brigham Field on your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. This is Juan Cotto and the coach, John Yasutaki, saying good night, and we will see you tomorrow.